Looking for what comes next? For that moment when everything finally...
1 minute!
Whichever path you choose, it starts here.
Max Gear is a high-performance synthetic gear oil designed to provide maximum protection to heavily loaded gear. Slippery synthetic molecules and center look additive package not only reduce wear, they virtually eliminate both gear and bearing wear. We run 1,000 horsepower through our transmission and differential all season long and never have a problem. Eliminate a variable. Drift with Royal Purple Max Gear. Pour purple, Royal Purple. You can find Max Gear at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
モータースポーツで得た高度な技術をすべてのレイズホイール一本に込める魂は永遠に変わらない。ビヨンド・ザ・レボリューション。ザ・コンセプト・イズ・レーシング。
There's no better way to test your tires than on the racetrack.
They're absolutely shredded now.
That's why at Kenda Tires, we compete with the same tires we sell. And that's how the technology built into every Bethesda UHP Max tire goes from podium
What a performance.
to pavement. Whether you're a professional driver chasing podiums or a grassroots enthusiast looking for weekend excitement, Kenda Tires are designed for your journey.
NGK, the leader in high-ignitability spark plugs, is proud to announce the launch of its Mod Performance Ignition Coils. Designed and built for performance, Mod Coils feature custom primary and secondary windings to increase output and performance. Mod Coils provide maximum levels of dielectric strength, voltage insulation, and durability. Level up like the pros. Choose Mod Performance Ignition Coils from NGK, the official coil sponsor of the Formula Drift Prospec class.
We are flying into a very hot and humid Worldwide Technology Raceway. Make some noise, St. Louis. Signed, sealed, delivered. Send it. Come on. There's a lot at stake here. Already getting wild out here. Bang, look at Alex Robinson. And he tries to risk it, but ends up fighting into the dust. Look at this, the lights are on. This is round 5 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. Fulton gets a little too aggressive, fights off more than he can chew. Look at the proximity from Odie Bakshi. Come on, boys, let's get a winner. Odie Bakshi gets the win. Set it. We'll see you online, or we'll see you another time. See ya. What a beautiful night here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. We are getting ready for our seating brackets. We'll see you at the crossroads right here as we are just across Mississippi River in St. Louis, Missouri. We are actually technically in Illinois, but just say the Midwest. Let's just say St. Louis. And we are your tour guides here this evening and also on Saturday nights.
Yeah.
Me. I'm Jared Deanna. Joining me once again is the blue beanie, the teal toque, the one and only Jacob Gens, host of the Outer Zone podcast, and just had our pre-game show. A great interview there with Rod and Sheet. I hung on every word
it was good.
You guys were saying.
It was. I mean, it was fun. It was like a hangout, and that's kind of what I wanted with it. Is just like, I wanted it to feel like how all the living rooms are right now with all the bros hanging out, cracking a cold one. Now that we did
or the gals,
or the gals, yeah,
or the thems, like whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Like, go ahead, any drift fan out there,
exactly.
regardless. I mean, it's so, these lights.
It's
bright.
Crazy.
It is so bright right
now. It's amazing we have the sun in our booth.
That's amazing. All joking aside, great Prospec earlier.
Yeah.
This course catch a little bit of heat from the guys. Not heat outside temperature-wise. It's actually
shockingly
nice and brisk, but overall, I talk to some drivers. I'm like, you like it? You love it? Hate it? They're like, Don't love it. So, but I'm like, hey, look, everybody's on the same playground.
Yeah.
So you got to deal with what you're dealt.
I think they've come into it. I mean, there was a little bit of hesitation with some of the changes to the track, and then we start to see what we're starting to see is they have to develop a different line through 1, and then 4 is just completely different than what we've seen before. It's amazing just adding in, that little bit, 15, 20 feet has changed so much, but I think what it's allowed it to do is to stack up at the end and give us more time. Yep. Similar to like, the last zone in Long Beach is what it's been compared to.
Yeah, and I would venture to say Seattle. Just it's that
last
it's that
wall,
funnel,
right?
It's that bottleneck. We start, Seattle, Evergreen, obviously Monroe, big long bank entry, cool. We don't have that big long bank, but then it funnels down into that tiny little corner.
Yeah.
And you got to get technical. So you got to really bring it all here. The walls very unforgiving. You could see the 2 rows outside zone 1, outside zone 3, and then of course, as you said, outside zone 4. All right, so we are at the halfway point until we turn and burn here.
Yeah.
But there we are, 4 stops, 3 different winners. Oh, these Irish boys.
Right.
These Irish boys are coming in here and just wrecking shop. James Dean, Connor Shanahan, he's back here.
Yeah.
We'll see him the entire season. I'm surprised to see Adam LZ. He was going to do like a very limited season. Things happened to this, and here he is again in his BMW, but also just got to bring out Frederick Osbo.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool to see Freddie back on the box too.
Yep.
I mean, that's great, and yeah, it's been a good shakeup.
Yep.
Very, very interesting breakdown of season standings. I mean, there's a 4-way tie for 5th right now with Ken Gucci leading. That's great.
So sick. I mean, diversity is amazing here. I say that, but James Dean leads the pack healthily. You can see that 74-point lead over Odie Bakshi's. Freddie sitting in 3rd, talking to Simon Olsen. He had a tough previous round. Didn't advance, but he's going to come back. And like you said, look at that multiple-way tie. 4 people tied for 5th place there. Brandon Sorensen in the mix. Manoa, dude, so sick. Field. A lot of people, a lot of eyeballs on him. Adam LZ, top 10. Forsberg, another 3-time champion, sitting back there in 11th. RCP, and we talk about Shanahan, Novak, and Taylor Hull rounding out the top 15.
Yeah, it's a pretty tight race there, and there's these sections of big ties. The other one being the 9 through 12. They're all tied up there as well. So it's great. I mean, that's awesome, and it really means that this event is going to be pretty definitive as to what the rest of the season is going to look like. So, and there's a lot of interesting bracket stuff coming up even outside of that. But let's talk about the track.
Yeah,
so,
it's outer zone country, baby.
Yeah, I mean, love me some outer zones, but yeah, outer zone 1 is actually a little bit narrower now because we've got the walls that are on the track, so it eats up about 2 feet. Outer zone 2, basically the same as we've seen it previously, pushing them out to outside zone 3, and then outside zone 4 is where things get a little bit different. We've extended that out. You can see now it pushes kind of all the way out to the oval surface. Allows the drivers to leave on less of an attack angle onto that transition. We saw a lot of drivers bottoming out, just smashing their cars as they were kind of coming up to the bank. Does a lot of damage, not only to the cars, but to the track. Now we're going to see them exit in a more fluid manner. And it does bottleneck a little bit, as you can see here. It does get much narrower. They lose about 15 feet through that section. But what we're finding is the drivers in the chase have more time now to tuck in. So we don't see as many panic dives. We see a nice smooth transition to the end of the course.
Yeah, we got some fans out here skipping. Well, it's late night here. I mean, shoot, it's 10 o'clock, so they're still ready to party, dude. They got Rockstar running through their veins. Well, easy. It's a family show. We were looking at Auto Zone 4 there. Two tires off. That's an incomplete.
Two tires off, incomplete.
That's something that we do need to bring up. We saw that earlier. Fortunately, Alex Jager, that he reaped, saw the bad end of that. All right, so Ben Hobson, it's a must win for him, man.
Yeah.
He's had a bit of bad luck and had a bad string, but yeah.
Alec Robbins, who he's up against, that's not an easy thing.
No.
Alec's done well here.
Yep.
He's driven well here previously. That's not a great way to kick it off. But I mean, Ben's looking good. Like I said in the practice show, if you missed that, they've made some changes to help Ben out a little bit. I don't want to blow anybody's spot up, but it's gonna hopefully help things out. We do have some drivers that are missing, most notably Forrest Wang, Von Gittin Jr. not here, and then Dean Carney being the other one.
Yep.
So Mike Powers loving this because now basically he's going up right near the end there. So hey, Mike Powers, I mean, take it when you can get it, right?
Yeah, no, again, talking about just there's so much talent, anybody could win. We saw, just so much diversity. We see these Yeah, both Vaughn and Force are not in the building. So yeah.
Mike gets a nice run.
Yeah. That's a good run for Mike Power. So he just keeps advancing on to the final four to go against one of those drivers. You know, just overall, it could be anybody's game. I'm liking the format. We're taking, so we do go down to a winner of these seeding brackets.
Right.
All that is pretty much bragging. Right, bragging juice.
Yep.
But also we take the top 8. So you just want to get into the 8. That way you're locked in to backfill the other 24 drivers that are pre-seeded based off of their finishing at our previous round, which for us was New Jersey.
Yeah. So basically, our first set of battles here. If you win, you're in. If you lose, you're out. And that's just how it goes. Now, if you are watching this at home and you are planning coming to the event, the drivers aren't going anywhere. They're still going to hang out.
Right.
There is an autograph signing tomorrow. It's a little bit later too, which I think is like 7:30 p.m. So if you are local to that, you know, you can still come in, meet all your favorite drivers. They'll be sticking around all the way through Saturday as well. So you know, it sucks, but this is the way the competition is now.
Yeah, it's
you got to win.
It is fierce. Again, made history. Just got to bring up Prospec, Amanda Sorensen, the first ever female to podium ever in New Jersey. And here's our judges' notes. On top of this, what else stood out in your mind? But walk us through some of these judges' notes.
Yeah, so stay on the correct line outside zone 2. So that's kind of like our furthest point. You really want to just extend that into 3. It could almost be considered one big zone, but they do separate it. Fill outside zone completely. Zone 3, we'll talk a lot about that because it definitely sets up everything else. Attack outside zone 4 smoothly. And what that really means is we don't want to see the rate to angle. They're actually asking for it to be a little bit slower because what we're finding is if you attack it really quick and it's a little more jarring, you can either over-rotate the car, you're going to stall up. There is a decel, but there's no way to actually fill outside zone 4 if you park it at the wall.
Yep.
So we're like we said, we're going to talk a lot about what happens.
It looks like a smooth arc. We're overlooking. That's outside zone, obviously, in the top screen. But when we went back to that, and also the judges are requesting them to slow down the vehicle with that angle,
right? Yeah.
As opposed to being an abrupt stop.
Right. Yeah. As you're transitioning, they're looking at slowing the car down there. They don't want you to slow down, then transition and get back on throttle. It's to be one fluid movement. So that's what they're looking for. That's what we're looking for, and we'll call it out. If we see it, we'll call it out.
Absolutely. A man's laying some lines down. All right, look at that. That guy laid some lines, dude.
That guy's been working hard, man. He's thrown a lot of paint down.
He is. We have the making of a great event. Got some fans here in the building. Seating bracket tomorrow night is all Prospec all day long, round 3, and then eventually we will crown a Link Engine Management Prospec champion in Utah at the final round of Prospec. But then also we continue on with the Pro Championship, going up to Washington again, and obviously it culminating at Irwindale.
Yep. So I think we're gonna throw to a fun little piece that's been put together pretty recently. A new FD moment section. So got more and more women in the building, more and more women competing in the sport. So let's highlight a few of them.
Yep, absolutely. It's a sunny day here in New Jersey at round 2 of the Link Engine Management Prospec Championship. The Garden State is about to be the Smoky State. A lot of those drivers making the jump from Prospec to Pro and going for that Rookie of the Year spot.
I've been so fortunate the last 10 seasons, 9 years to be here in Drift, and I've seen our female fan base increase. They're asking questions, they're getting involved. We have mechanics, we have spotters, and then our drivers. Kelsey Rawlings was the first female in modern day history to be here.
And Kelsey Rawlings gets the victory.
The luck was a little bit on my side and just managed to get it somehow.
We have Zandera Kennedy, who has done so much. She's sacrificed so much to be here. And then Amanda Sorensen.
Amanda Sorensen should be a good one.
She's already calculating what she can do to get into that #1 spot.
Amanda Sorensen, right now she wants to rise the occasion, fly that Sorensen flag high.
Like what this means for FD is, we are open to a wide array of athletic talents, be it men or women or drivers that are young or old, whatever the case may be.
One of my favorite things coming into Drift is the little girls. Do you want to be a race car driver when you get older, or you do? They get to see these women in these incredible positions who are running teams. They're up in the spotters' towers and they're wrenching on the cars. For me, the future is female, and it's going to be incredible here at Formula Drift.
I will bring this right back. Thank you so much. Do you have a Slim Jim or an ability to break into a car by any chance? My name is Zandara Z. Kennedy. I am a stunt performer from Vancouver, BC, and this is my second year of Prospec. There's something really special about drifting.
So we got Kent, Margaritas, and Zandara.
When I started training as a stunt driver, took rally school, race school, and then someone suggested to me, hey, you should try drifting. And my goal with all of those classes was just to be a better stunt driver. But I got in a drift car and I was like, oh, this is my favorite part, but all the time.
Ooh, buddy.
When I came to FD, I met some of the team managers and the spotters. I was like, oh, there's some badass women here. I want these women to get attention. I asked, hey, could I do this program? I want to call it the Women of FD Tour, and I want to bring women around to meet the women who aren't drivers, who are doing all these other jobs and really making the sport happen. Here we go! You know, I'm just really trying to give back to this community in the hopes that I can be of enough value to have a sustainable career here. I actually never intended to compete, and I never intended to go pro. I just wanted to be a better drifter.
Z. Kennedy out front, Margaritas Capitanitas in that chase position. Look at that straight line approach.
I ended up earning my license in 2021, at which point I basically was like, okay, I guess this is what I'm doing. I quit my full-time stunt coordinator job. I sold my house. I did a 20,000-mile tour of the US just to get seat time. And nope, I was totally unprepared.
Z gets a lot of tire out there.
There's a lot of firsts available for women in this space. There's first women on the podium in the sport, as far as I understand it. There's first woman in Pro 1. Both of those things haven't happened yet, and I just want to see how far I can go. I want to see how good I can get, and I realize that I'm not there yet.
Whoa, buddy. Yikes. Look at that.
This as a career, or this as a pursuit, it takes way more than you think. It kind of just takes everything. Whatever you're willing to put into it, it will take, and you might succeed and you might not. But the adventure is amazing, the people are amazing, and it is like nothing else.
Let's go drifting here at E-Town. Now let's get ready to meet our 16 drivers. I say drivers because we got 2 females up in the mix here ready to do battle. Great to see here in her United States Air Force BMW from Las Vegas. Make some noise for Amanda Sorensen.
Motorsports is kind of a family hobby turned into a career for Brandon and I, so that's super fun. Honestly, when it comes down to it, I wouldn't say I drive like a girl. At the end of the day, I am in a professional sport competing against professional athletes and professional drivers, and I hold myself up to that standard to make sure that I am at that level to compete with them.
Amanda entering into the 16. I think the 8 would probably be the furthest she's been in FD. She's definitely a rising star in motorsports, and she's doing a lot of different disciplines. So here we go. Amanda Sorensen, see that hopping around through that outside zone 2, past an inside clip. Now here comes Amanda, that last outside zone. Yeah. Great placement by Amanda Sorensen.
When I show up to the track, I look at all the other boys like my brother. And the fun part is they're not as intimidated because they tuck me under their wing and they're like, let me walk you through this. But in reality, like, it's kind of excelled my performance, I feel like, because I've been able to learn from all these boys because they're like brothers.
Amanda Sorensen, great lead run. Yeah, there it is, thumbs up from the United States Air Force pilot.
Unbelievable. You know, drifting, like a lot of other motorsports, is male-dominated for the past, say, 20, 21 years, and there have been a few females that have come into the sport. It's not until Amanda Sorensen has an athlete represented all the females out there that have dreams and aspirations to be drifters, but it's also incredible to see what a woman can do behind the wheel.
Who's going to the finals?
She also has been an amazing representative of women as a whole in her project here in Formula Drift and in motorsports in general.
Amanda Sorensen gets the victory. Sorensen is guaranteed a podium finish.
when it comes to Formula Drift as a whole, I've been able to build a personal brand and leverage that in other motorsports to go drive. Honestly, all of the drivers point at me and say, teach us how to drift, and I'm like, teach me what you do, because this is actually insane. But it's what I grew up doing, so same for them.
Finals are here. O'Sullivan and Amanda Sorensen. That's what I love about it right now. Prospec and Pro, anybody can really come out on top. Here we go. Connor O'Sullivan sent it. Amanda Sorensen in a chase position. O'Sully, he says he's feeling good. Amanda Sorensen dives in, but you can see dove in a little too late and a little too much.
Formula Drift is a huge piece of who I am. I love the mental side of drifting. However, it's not like if you blow the turn, you go home. There's no room for error in drifting, which is so attractive to me, and that's what brings me back.
We are going to send it for the last time. Amanda Sorensen out front. The United States Air Force BMW initiates big angle there. That first outside zone. Her brother Brandon Sorensen are here telling her what to do, but Amanda Sorensen's doing it on her own. One more outside zone for Glory. And there we go. Bring on home for Amanda Sorensen and O'Sully. Your winner is Connor O'Sullivan. O'Sully unanimously gets the win. But in second place, a female on the podium. Make some noise for Amanda Sorensen.
Can I get a group hug with my team?
Come on, let's do it.
Now, how do you keep this moving forward going into our next round?
I think it's just one battle at a time. I actually feel like I enjoyed myself and drove and had fun. And before I knew it, I was at the top. So keeping that momentum going.
Congratulations for making history. First ever female on a Formula Drift podium.
I'd say in 5 years, I want to be in the position to drive any car for any team at any level, in any series.
All right. Well, a beautiful piece there about the women of FD.
Yeah.
You know, even Lorette Nickel, you know, a great member of our team and has been for multiple years, and she does a great job. So it's great to see him. Again, congratulations to Amanda Sorensen, making history, first ever female to podium in Formula Drift. All right, we are moments away from a clutch kicking our way in seeing our seeding brackets. We're gonna see a few bye runs, so we're gonna rip through this thing, man. And again, no one more times.
No one more times.
That two wheels off. There he goes, my man. Serves stripes a lot. I like straight lines and I cannot lie.
Yeah.
Right? Serves stripes a lot.
Yeah, I get it.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully he makes better financial decisions though.
Okay, right. All right, we're good. All right, well, yeah, if you don't know what it is, Grid Life is coming up next weekend. Are you going out there?
Yeah, I might make an appearance. We'll see. I got a lot on the go.
You got a lot.
I got a lot on the go.
I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna party. We got Dead Mouse. We got Liquor Stranger. It's gonna be at Road America. What was the longest racetrack? First time ever, Elkhart Lake. It's gonna be a party. T-Pain, Hurt's gonna be out there. Nappy Boy, karaoke, 3-day music, motorsports. It's a blast.
Wisconsin, man.
Wisconsin Fest, baby. It's going to be a blast. It's drifting, it's ripping, it's gripping. Shout out to Chris Stewart, Jabebe, Sean, all the homies.
Yeah.
Preacher, Nick Swan, everybody. Elkhart Lake, Road America, next weekend. Be there or don't be there, but you're...
Yeah, if you've never been to a Grid Life, like, just go.
Dude.
It's unreal.
And it's the first time ever it's going to be at Road America, so yeah. It's going to be a blast. Holy hair. Look at this.
I know.
Just the follicle challenge over here. These guys, Andy Haley, if you see him, the Drift Wizard, seeing the cone hats out there, the Whiz Kids, those are his ravenous fans, and D-Mad, Derek Madison, a lot of pressure. I went up to him, you feel that pressure? The pressure of St. Louis on your shoulders? He's like, oh, I feel it.
Oh, I bet he does.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Here we go. Andy Haley, Derek Madison. Here we go, right into it. Derek Madison, D-Mad, that fuel lap, S chassis right out front. Andy Haley tucking in. Here in that second outside zone. Oh, Andy Haley, a big correction.
Oh!
D-Mad, he chokes up. So both of them right out of the gate, and they looked absolutely independent of each other. D-Mads looks like he continued on, and then what the heck happened?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm gonna have to wait for the replay because it was very interesting. Derek didn't look super deep through the first outside zone. He was basically riding the line all the way through that. So I think once we take a look at the replay, we're gonna see what's going on. But I did see like Andy's dive looked a little bit strange too. So back to our airforce.com replay to take a look and see as the lights go out. Derek out front in that white, brand new build S chassis. So faint entry there. Bit of an e-brake to get it going. Doesn't look too bad, could have been deeper. Transitions, Andy transitions at the wrong time. Derek just loops it. So, I mean, Andy, it was not a great chase, but didn't do anything in particular that would lead me to believe there was like an incomplete there, whereas Derek did loop it out, so.
Wait,
I mean,
you don't think Andy's is an incomplete?
I didn't see anything that like specifically said that. I mean, he did drive a little bit straighter. Derek definitely incompleted.
Yeah.
So it's like it's one of those like.
Oh man.
It wasn't great either way.
Brutal. Come on, boys. Come on, boys.
Yeah.
All right. So it's going to come down to this. Obviously, I mean, you know, I don't think Derek impeded on Andy's, you know, his line, like you said, wasn't the deepest, but it wasn't that wildly offline where it threw off Haley. But it is now there, the BMW, the Evil Auto Works. Beamer, here we go, into that first outside zone. Haley digs it, well done. And now into that second outside zone. He finds the back end of that BMW right there. He's flirting with that dirt right there. Into that third outside zone. Derek Madison keeping good composure. Haley out front. And now just like that, we are finishing across the finish line. Haley was, man, he tucked that thing, he put that thing to bed.
Yeah, so there was a lot of corrections there from Andy out front. Part of this that we need to get into is that, you know, they practice in very different conditions. They have to kind of take their best guess based on temperature what the setup of the car is going to be. There are some formulas, but nothing really definitive to get this sorted. So let's take a look here. Andy, so initiates, gets that one wheel into that first outside zone. Transitioning looked pretty good there. Derek gets on throttle a little bit late. Now Andy does push it out wide, but look at the corrections in his front wheel. Takes a straighter line approach, gets out of that third outside zone at a decent spot and then pushes through here, and then Derek almost starts to over-rotate as Andy then starts to push through the rest of the zone. So not great for either one, but this is more or less assuming that first run is a complete wash.
Yeah.
So I think what the judges will have to decide on is, did Andy fully incomplete behind him? I see where there is definitely an argument for that, but I can see where there's also an argument against that. Andy didn't have a great transition through that, coming from 1 to 2. Did he completely straighten for more than a full second is kind of where that interpretation is going to lie.
Yeah. So again, need to tighten it up as our judges are analyzing this run. I'll introduce you to them. We got Robin Ishida, we got Vern, and we got Brian Eggert. Those are our three judges. So again, Vernon new to the Formula Drift camp. Robin Ishida making the jump. You know, 4 times, or actually more than 4 times this year from Japan, and Brian Eggert, just down the road, Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah, not too far away. I mean, it's a great spread of judging. I mean, I think it's important too to like highlight too. Vernon both judges here and in Drift Masters and all over the world. Yep. So, yeah, very, very experienced. So let's take a look here. So we know what happens with Derek. I'm focusing on Andy, who basically misses that part of the zone, but does follow Derek. And then does Andy...
He's braking. I mean, look at his, or the D-cell, excuse me. Sorry, I incorrectly said that. The D-cell lights are wildly crimson red.
Yeah.
They see him tap. You know, again, D-cell going after Derek.
Yeah, so... Andy's...
I mean, he's absolutely locking up that back.
Yeah, and then...
So I just...
I hear you.
So the judges can't hear us.
All right.
They're both incomplete.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
I can definitely see the argument for both them having incompletes there. I mean, it looked like if Derek didn't incomplete, would Andy have an incomplete at that point? Is kind of like how I would start to look at this.
I love D-Mats. This is the risk you take with the debut of a new car. You know, he got it ready for Jersey, but just getting it refined. You know, I mean, and. You know, I know when you did the podcast with him, he's like, "Yep, car's right behind me."
Yeah,
haven't really done much to it. I mean, that was.
It was definitely an omen of things to come at that point. Like, I'm sure we can screenshot what my face looked like when he said that.
Right. So here we go, and Andy Haley gets the win. Andy Haley gets the victory, and I would just have to say that, yeah, I mean, all things considered, little head nod. Brian, you're looking at me here. Did you deem the first run both incomplete, independent in the situations, or did Derek impede? Derek impeded on him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. Just D-Mads had an incomplete, and
right.
It was a big mistake. So to your point,
yeah, it was a massive mistake, but it did not fall under incomplete category.
Okay.
But I mean, it was so close.
Yeah, it was very close.
Yeah.
But then that swapping over, I think Andy had a good lead run.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, Rudy Hansen, Dmitry Brudski. Talking about, oh, look at these are the both double dippers, the Prospec Pro guys.
Yeah.
So here they are, Hansen and Brudski. So both these guys, again, Prospec and Pro.
The double dippers.
The double dippers.
Yeah.
All right, so it looks like Hansen will lead, Dmitry Brudski will give chase, and just like that. So Sopa down there on the line, he was up here earlier announcing Prospec with myself, and now he's back down there starting on the line. Here we go. And Rudy Hansen initiates into that first outside zone. Brudski maybe giving himself a little bit of room here. So now transition to outside zone 2. And good transition. You saw Hansen just come out of angle in outside zone 2. Now going in 3. He definitely goes deeper, but he might have thrown off Dmitry in that chase position, and Hansen loops it. All right. That outside zone 4 is playing a major role.
Yeah, so there's a good chance we'll be able to point out his exit from 3 and how that set him up for failure in 4. And this is something like spotters, drivers, judges, we've all kind of noticed, we've all been talking about. So I want to make sure we highlight this now, because you can almost predict exactly what's going to happen in 4 once you see them leaving 3, which is really cool. But you can also, yeah, you can see the disaster waiting to happen. So there's a couple of notes here. Initiate very early from Rudy, which is good. Comes out of that first outside zone a little bit early. Does a good job transitioning into 2. Starts to over-rotate there. Then has to drive out of it. That should be a very standard arc. Now look at, as he comes out of 3, he overdrives that and then has to get on throttle as he's kind of loading the car up. So the more you're moving the momentum of the car, the more you start to shift the weight around, the more likely you are to disrupt it. That's why the judges talk so much about keeping this smooth. So he actually leaves it a little bit late and over arcs it. Then now he doesn't have enough room to slow down, starts to turn that C into a bit of a V, and then has to get on throttle. But now, you know, I know I'm getting really technical with this, but if they look like they're leaving 3 incorrectly, 4 is not going to go well. That's where it comes down to.
Yep. Yeah, just could not salvage it.
Yeah, so I wasn't shocked when I saw how he was coming into that. And really that almost started at the beginning of 3. So you have to be on your game through this whole course at the end of the day. There's no room for error here.
Yep. So Matt, our starter there, Sopa, conversing with Hansen. And you can see Dmitry pulling up to the start line. He's ready to go. So Hansen.
Yeah, I think Hansen
might be calling a competition timeout.
They could be seeing if there was contact made, which then we need to go down to a fault decision at that point in time. So I'm seeing a spotter popping in here. That's Andy's spotter. Okay.
All right, so Hansen crawls his way. Is he just going to the pits, or is he going to flip it around?
Let's see if he flips it. It's a kind of 180 he pulls. A very gingerly one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What do we know what's going on with Rudy? Is he potentially going to call comp timeout? Is he losing power?
He is taking a very, very slow approach here. I mean, he might try to. It looks like he's staggering back a fair bit. Maybe he wants to go for a longer run up, but I don't know if that was a delay tactic for a car that's getting too hot or what was going on, but that was interesting. Once we get any feedback, we'll definitely let you guys know. But
yeah, dude, have you seen my car? I got a new tattoo. What's mine say?
Dude,
what's mine say?
Sweet. Great movie.
What's mine say?
That's one of those movies I like watched the first time. I'm like, this is terrible, and then I'm like, I should probably watch it again. And then I'm like, Hot Rod is the same for me. The first time I watched Hot Rod, I couldn't stand it.
No, Hot Rod was amazing.
Yeah, well, once I watched it twice, I was like, okay, this is actually comedy gold.
What?
Yeah.
Where do you get off?
Oh, it's so good.
Whiskey.
Been drinking green tea all day.
Yeah. Cool beans.
Yeah, I also like to party.
I My name's Jared D, and I like to party. I'm Jacob Giddens, and I also like to party.
No, you can't party. That's my thing.
That's my thing. Yeah.
I would agree. That is your thing.
That is my thing.
Yeah.
Look, I own this.
I own partying.
Yeah. All right, run two. A hush falls over the crowd. What is cooking in Hansen's camp? Some sort of lights, brake lights, things? What's going on here? What's that? Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
What is going down right now is they're saying that I think Rudy is saying that the paint is slippery.
Interesting.
So, that we just.
Yeah, so that's what we're hearing is the drivers are stating that once they're getting onto the paint, because the paint had been laid down, that the track is slippery in that area.
Figure, earlier today, again, we've had some glorious weather, but now it's nighttime. Local temp was about, I know it's getting down to 61 tonight, which is absolutely insane, given the track record here. 68 degrees. So it's not brisk, it's not warm.
Right.
So, but they literally wet paint. It's fresh. So you can even look at the back of Brudski's rear tires, you'll see it. So that's a conundrum. Ever.
It's a new one.
Yeah.
Every year it's a new thing.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so here we go. Brudski out front, Rudy Hansen in the chase position. Now into that first outside zone. Here goes the Never Settle BMW in that second outside zone. And nice, smooth, fluid line by both the drivers. Look at that. Brudski puts the car in the right place, and Hansen is shadowing him exactly where he should be. Zone 4, holds on, and crosses the finish line. So yeah. So a good run by both the drivers. Unfortunately, with Rudy looping it.
All right, let's take a look at this run now that we're back up and running. So Brudski out front, Rudy following in behind. So let's see what kind of initiation we get. Big on the throttle, initiates very early, which is great. Doesn't get all the way through that zone. Transitioning out to outside zone 2, we see it looks like Rudy taking a shallower line to kind of keep the proximity, keep a tighter arch. Now Brudski, great job leaving that zone. So important, as we talked about, and very fluid through that section. This overhead drone really shows kind of what we're looking for there. There's not an abrupt swing. It's not super snappy. They're not over-rotating or backing it in towards the wall. This whole track needs to be very smooth, and I think that's why we saw, Kazuya Taguchi do so well here before. A driver that's known for smooth driving. It pays off in dividends here. Did see possibly a bit of contact there from Rudy, but Dimitri up front, great job. Rudy, obviously.
He did have some good composure, though.
He did.
Like you said, he did come off a little early on too. He wasn't totally deep in the pocket, but he had good proximity. He was mimicking the angle, kind of not exceeding the nose, but right wheel to wheel with Brudski. Good composure on the transition, but again, that loop that could definitely be tough. So.
Yeah. So. Taking a look, see what the judge's decision is.
Brudski, Hansen, and there it is. Brudski gets the victory here. And again, with that looping. All right, so. Yeah, so some conversation up here about
the paint.
About the paint.
Yeah.
Paintgate.
Paintgate.
We've never encountered this before.
No.
It's never been an issue. One, we've never used orange paint. Maybe white paint dries quicker. I don't know.
Could be.
I'm joking, but don't know what the paint is. Sometimes we use chalk. But that's why, again, our FD officials were down there seeing what the paint looks like, what condition it's in. So yeah, that's. Again, never encountered this before.
Yeah, I understand the sentiment from the drivers that, anytime there is a liquid on track, that's going to change what's going on with the car. FD and judges and everybody else are taking a look at, what are the cars looking like? Were they on paint when they spun out? So it's an interesting situation. That's, the best way that I can put it is it's being taken very seriously.
Yeah, it is.
Everyone is right now, as you and I are talking, judges are taking a look, but
well, here we are waiting for paint to dry. So let's Hey, I don't know if you've seen this, Jacob. I know you have, but check it out. We're having some fun. We're having some fun this season. Got a tattoo at the halftime break in Jersey, and why not? So we're gonna be sending it all season. Our new series. I'm really proud of this and the team that puts together. It's just a lot of fun. The underbelly, the pink underbelly of the beast that is Formula Drift. Let's take a look at Send It from Jersey.
Let's light up E-Town. Come on now. James the Machine Dean, Odie Bakshi's fighting tooth and nail, and here we go.
Get ready to send it! James the Machine Dean initiates into that first outside zone. Look at that, pulling that front left tire off the ground into that second outside zone. Final outside zone, James Dean dives in. He got the win in Long Beach. Is he gonna get again here in New Jersey? Your winner here at round 4 at E-Town. James the Machine Dean gets the win.
Thank you to RTR, Ford, AutoZone, all of our partners. It's amazing to be back, and let's keep this going if we can.
Woo! Sneaky Pete's, baby, come party. After the podium, we head over to Sneaky Pete's. Shh, don't tell anybody. It's a party at E-Town. Let's get weird.
Welcome to Sneaky Pete's.
Sit back.
The winner of Jersey. There he is. Our current points later. Why do you like Sneaky Pete's?
Why not? Everyone's here.
I'm not going to pull your shirt like I pull your shirt in Long Beach.
Well, you cut this one. This one's a lot less expensive.
Let's go! Simon Olsen.
What's up,
He
Jared?
didn't do shit today.
No, nothing.
No, but he looks damn good. He doesn't look sweaty at all.
How's this making his own TV show? He ain't even that cool.
It's pretty cool. Smells like stale beer and old wood. Everything in New Jersey's been moldy smelly so far. So, you know, it fits.
Sneaky Pete's is a special place because people like this guy right here, Wagner, has curated a place like this. The Drift Coliseum's over there, the road course is over there, but guess what? The friends are here in between these tracks. Party on track, party off track. Sneaky Pete's. Cheers. Let's send it!
In drifting, everything's a mental game.
Boom! Perfect.
If you're not focused, you're off your game.
Ryan Turk is back at He Wants It.
Extreme performance racing, battle tested in Formula Drift for the last 4 years. XPR contains Centerlook additive technology, ultimate Z DDP wear protection, and superior high temp performance. Pour purple, royal purple, the synthetic expert.
Drifting is not just a sport, it's culture, it's in our blood.
It's a fine line that you have to walk. You have to be able to adapt on the fly and be able to drive on your instinct.
Tires are what we live and breathe in Formula D. We couldn't do this without them.
right, so we are deep in analyzing, placement of the vehicles. Rudy, he spun out in the lead run. You saw him pull up to the line. He's conversing with Matt, saying that the paint is slick. Just taking a look at the replay, there's consideration. So the options here is basically, do we rerun Dimitri and Rudy in entirety, as well as previous to that, Andy Haitley and Derek Madison. So it's kind of an all or nothing scenario given what's going on there. You can see the officials.
Yeah, it's Kevin.
Yeah, that's Kevin. So race ops.
Yeah, those are kind of the two options that are being looked at right now. And essentially during the break, everybody was looking through the replays, understanding where drivers were spinning out, how much and how long their tire would have been on the paint. Did they spin out directly during that time or afterwards or before? There's a lot to consider here. It's a very unique situation because it's still within bounds. It's not like they're going off track and having something happen that affects the car. It's pretty easy. An example of that would have been, right here last year with Dylan Hughes, where we had the rumble strips that were added in. One of those came off. That is off track still, and that situation's a little bit clearer. Here, these lines are on track and they're meant to mark it. So that's kind of what we're looking at. I don't know how else to put it.
That's it. And it was brought to my attention that we did experience this a couple years ago. Matt Field, he did get into the wet paint. So it isn't the first time. I had to be reminded that. We have a lot of facts in our brain, but we don't hold on to all of them.
Not all of them. Not all of them.
Some we choose to let go.
Yeah. So a couple of things to look at after the runs are done. It's pretty clear even if you scrub back, you can see that there is paint on the tire. So there is some sort of transfer going on. Other things to consider is these tires are rotating very quickly. Is that still making an effect on it? Is a small amount of moisture still in effect? Is it the same as a patchy track? There's a lot. There's a lot. So
something so simple.
And it's not a light decision either. So.
So. Yeah. So as Kevin's down there on the track, let's watch Kevin's Corner. Thank you for your patience. Obviously, you want to get to the bottom of this. Let's take a look at Kevin's Corner, brought to you by GoPro.
My name is Kevin Wells, Competition Director of Formula Drift. We're out here in Englishtown Raceway Park, halfway through the pro season. It's been real hot this weekend, but the seating bracket went well the other day, so we'll see how it goes today.
Guys,
how's this going?
Probably not good. We banned one of those lowers. Little brackety guys over there. Spent most of the time getting it off. Start trying for the picture. All right, sorry guys.
You tried?
Yep.
I told myself I had to hit him, so...
Yeah, you needed to hit him.
I wanted to put some marks on that boiler door. It ripped the wheel like right out of my hand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I felt like I didn't hit him that hard, but it just... Whoa!
Just unlucky.
Yeah.
All right.
It happens. It's the first time I've hit someone in pro, so...
There you go.
Got to get that out of the way.
Hey, buddy.
Say hi, Kevin. Give him a high five.
High five?
You got that water bottle?
He's like, I'm drinking. All right, so you got to be on the ground, fired up, driving away. So that you're gonna have to get that battery charger too.
Matt, get ready to pull the battery charger.
What happened out there? A plug wire came out the first time or what?
Dude, at the end of my warm-up, the plug wire comes out. So I'm like, oh. So we're just checking them.
step. Yeah, I'm going to turn him. Have him brace. Oh, a little movement. All right.
It's a freaking bummer because I feel like the boys who worked their freaking ass off. They gave me one hell of a car. My driving was everything that it needed to be, and stupid mechanical stuff. Brand new wheel studs, clean.
Solid, bruh. This third brake light strip started like 2 minutes, basically out, shorting out goes through the body.
Look at it. Johnny found the short. We're good, we're good.
Can we check the tire pressure to make sure it did not lose any from contact?
Copy. I'll let him know. Okay. The judges just changed their mind to shared fault, so you're technically on your 5 now.
What? Okay.
So you've got 2 minutes, 20 seconds left.
Okay, 2 minutes, 20 seconds. We're on our 5 now.
Yeah, the judges changed their mind to shared fault right now, so you're on your 5. So you have 2 minutes left, basically.
Let them know.
Yeah.
Your winner of round 4 at E-Town is James the Machine gets the win! New Jersey!
All right, update on the action. Appreciate your patience. So the judges, everybody conversing, you know, there's photos being sent around. Appreciate the fans' affinity for this. The right move to make here is rerun all the runs. Basically, that includes Derek Madison, Andy Haitley.
Yep.
That includes Brudski and that of Rudy Hansen. So basically, those runs null and void. You know, we saw them striping the track right before. Some areas are thicker than others, so it's kind of like if it drizzles, right? You're going to see some puddles, you're going to see some dry spots. So that's basically said, you know what? Let's make the right decision here and rerun them.
Yeah, it's patchy. At the end of the day, it is patchy. So that's the call. I mean, we got sent photos up here in the booth. The spotters brought in photos. There's a significant amount of paint in the wheel wells of a couple of these cars. More or less indicates that they're just running on a liquid that they were not prepared for. Now, that being said, everybody moving forward, fans, judges, everybody is aware there are going to be some spots that might be, you know, a little wet there. So we're doing our best. You know, turbo fans are out right now, drying everything out, doing everything we can to get this, you know, rectified. That's all we can do.
That's the right thing. Hopefully you guys agree with that. And I know the drivers would like to see that. Interesting enough, I just got an update here. So we're rerunning them.
Yep.
Andy Haitley versus Derek Madison, Brudski versus Hansen. We are hearing that, unfortunately, Andy Haitley's water pump has broken. So he is unable to run. So he says, I'm out. So with the rerunning, Derek Madison will have a bye run. So a complete role reversal for that battle. So here goes D-Mads, who's going to have a bye run, given this whole scenario. So Haitley will be out, and now we will be seeing Hansen and Brudski.
I didn't bring my white out, did you?
No.
No white out?
I got my orange out.
Oh, too soon.
Got you orange-handed, brother.
Got me orange-handed. So that's where we're at.
So, like, Men in Black, poof, like nothing happened.
Yeah. Neuralizer. Yeah. All right.
Whatever, nerd.
Cool.
Nerdalizer's more like it. It's funny that you knew it was a neuralizer.
I don't know how I knew that.
Yeah, that was a random
I have no idea how I knew that. I don't even know if it's true.
Yeah.
I said it with so much confidence, though.
You really did. You really
Someone please fact check. You know what? The internet's pretty good for that.
We have computers in our pockets.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that means that, you know, Rudy and Brudski are going to run again. you know, the photos that I got, there's a fair bit of paint on the inside wheel.
It was a generous amount.
It was a generous amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it might have been harder to spot on Haley's car because it's hardy orange.
Right.
So maybe that's why we got it on Rudy's.
Yeah, Rudy sent. I mean, I think he probably sent you the same photo, but yeah, it's up in the wheel well. It looks, you know, yeah, it's.
Yep.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah. So, Turbofan still down there in outside zone 4. You can see just overlooking the view. So. Please join us. It's going to be a beautiful weekend here. So come join us tomorrow and Saturday. And, you know, again, don't go anywhere. We're going to dry this up. Again, we have a few buy runs going on. So we have the time, we have the patience, and we got talent. So look at that arch out in the background. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Worldwide Technology Raceway.
I'm Ryan Turk, and I'm super proud to announce Rain-X's all-new wiper blade design, the Turkin SUV Heavy Duty Series.
Whoa, cut! Ryan, what? It's the truck and SUV blade. It says it right there.
These new blades are specifically designed for truck and SUV windshields. They're tougher and built for rugged weather. Like I said, the all-new Rain-X truck and SUV blade, engineered not to be turked in tough conditions and built for your truck or SUV. Get a pair today, only at AutoZone. I mean, I still like the idea of a Turkin SUV blade.
Turn your passion into a career at the University of Northwestern Ohio. From high performance to automotive, diesel, and everything in between, you'll find a degree that will get you a job.
Students that go through our programs have fantastic experiences and they come out getting good job placements.
70% hands-on, no out-of-state tuition, and accredited degrees in trades that are in high demand all across the country.
10 out of 10. If you even think this is the right place for you, you better just go.
Learn more about your future at unoh.edu.
Ready to rise? To the challenge? Above obstacles. Yes! Above perceptions.
Runninger, implement the pass on the top lane.
Above it all.
Let's go!
If so, we're looking for you. Join us at Toyota Racing.
Look at that Nitto tire just rip.
Been holding power you make for 30 years. But here's the real question. How much torque are you making? Because every single ACT clutch is rated by the torque produced at the crank. That's all your clutch cares about. Your power, your performance, your success. Unrivaled precision, power, and durability. Visit advancedclutch.com today. 30 years of precision engineering and performance excellence. Because every revolution starts at the crank.
Alrighty then. Already ready?
I'm ready now.
Dude, if you have not downloaded the app, please do so. You get in-car, you get camera angles, you get all the access, you know, stats, tickets, all of it. Download the app right now, powered by Torque Hub.
It's a good app, man.
Yeah, the app's sick.
Yeah, I've been, the developer will like shoot me new versions, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get some like, you know, beta testing stuff. It's been fun. Yeah.
Cool.
I got a weird phone, so like he's like, if it fits on your phone, it's fine.
Yeah,
I got the Folds. Yeah, I'm like one of these. I'm one of these weirdos.
Two phones, yeah.
Yeah. We don't talk about the other phone.
Yeah. It's got a burner one.
It's where I stalk all the drivers from, so they can't find me.
Oh, really?
As I get all the info.
That's
yeah.
a weird one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, again, a very unfortunate turn of events. No pun intended there, but the paint was wet.
Yeah.
The paint was wet. So we'll we are clearing it up, and the Type S lights are on the track under the cars. The Excel D-Cell lights on the windshield. Thank you to Type S, the official lighting of Formula Drift. They're throwing an Amazon Prime deal on one of the, did you see that, the 12-volt jump pack?
Oh, no, I missed that.
$59.99. It's still going on right now.
So, yeah, Prime Day.
Literally on Amazon Prime there. So it's going until Sunday.
Jeez.
So, yeah, so buy one now.
I got a couple of those. I take it with me everywhere, just in case.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's One of theirs, I had it on my 24 valve Cummins.
Oh, sick.
Jump started, not a problem.
Right.
Couldn't believe it.
So sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Anybody watching around the world, thank you for your patience. Parker, Jed, Deanda, Tyson, Stephanie. My family's watching in Arizona with my father-in-law, Garland. How we doing, Garland? And Fran watching. So you got family home watching? Garland?
I do. Yeah, Garland. That's a great name. Hey, we don't name kids stuff like that.
Classic. My grandma's name was Ralph and my grandma's Irene.
Oh, wow.
Those are traditional names.
Very traditional.
That's why I hate my name, Jared. You can spell like 8 different ways till Sunday, dude.
Yeah.
That's why we named it Parker and Tyson.
Yeah.
You really blow that. I mean, Aaron? Like, no.
Yeah, see, I went, my kids are Xander, Zaylee, and Ziva.
Oh.
1 X and 2 Z's. Zeds. I mean, still in Canada.
Oh, man. Because I'm Jared, my brother's Jason, and the JJJ.
Oh, you.
Yeah, so I'm like, I feel.
Why would you do that to them?
Yeah, I was kind of like, oh, okay.
I get it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got a theme. Dude, once you have a Xander and a Zaylee, what am I gonna call my third daughter? Beth. I can't break the theme at that point.
Yeah. All right. There we are, looking at that Pennzoil Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. Ben Hobson, man. Prospec champion. He got it done here in St. Louis before. He's such a talented young man. Just a good spirit, good heart. Just him in the car.
Yep.
Just have not found that magic sauce.
I think if you ask anybody that's piloted one of those cars, they're very difficult to drive. I was speaking about that earlier. Yeah, the analogy I use with them is, the best horses are the hardest ones to break. And that's what this is.
Okay.
It's a very difficult car to get an understanding of the dynamics of it. But once you do, it's unstoppable.
Right.
And that's the craziest thing. So, yeah.
Vaughn's being FaceTimed right there.
What's up, Vaughn? Hey, and congrats to Vaughn and RTR with the big partnership agreement with Fox.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
Fox
saw
Factory.
that is massive.
Yep.
So super cool and very interested to see what kind of develops out of that. So there's a whole team out there. Ben's, he's looking relaxed. Just got off vacation.
Yeah.
He's on a cruise.
Yeah, him and his lady, Sonny. Yeah, so there it is. So we are looking at the rerunning of Rudy Hansen and Dmitry Brutsky.
Yep.
And I believe back there I could see, D-Mads, you can see him just off there to the right. You can see the red brake lights on. All right.
This will be very interesting. I'm curious if they've made any changes or adapted anything. Obviously, knowing a little bit better what the track is like. But hey, no more excuses now.
Yeah.
Now
you know the condition. I would almost say analogously, it's kind of like not having a sight lap when you get a little bit of rain.
Right.
So just the track condition. Now Now you're kind of like, all right, and you can't avoid the orange paint. And you don't know where it's thicker or where it's thinner, but now you know. Prepare.
Well, in the same way you can't avoid a patchy track. That's how I'm looking at this right now. Is it ideal? No, but run with what you got.
Yep.
Right? At the end of the day.
Yep.
So it looks like we got Rudy out front on the first one.
Dude, I'll tell you what. The plot thickens. Derek Madison just texted me. He says, I have to drive my Byron. I have no power steering. Be sure to let the crowd know I'm not a P. All right, so here's the rerun battle of Rudy Hansen and Dmitry Brutsky. See if it changed the outcome, because it was unanimously Brutsky, but that was caused because of the spin. So here goes Rudy Hansen in that second outside zone. And it looks like, again, no slip, no grip. Well, don't trip. Here we go into outside zone 3, now going to outside zone 4. Let's see this transition. Outside zone 4, Rudy Hansen a lot more confident, a lot more comfortable. Really good run, and Brutsky comes up short on outside zone 4 as well. Want to see that truth serum, see that overhead, and see really where the car's placement was. But again, seemed a lot more confident and just good placement.
Yeah, way better run there from Rudy Hansen. So out of the gate, everything looks nice and clean. Little bit of a feint there on initiation. Gets a little bit herky-jerky. We don't see it super fluid through that part now. Chasing in behind Dmitry Brutsky, doing a good job with Rudy not filling all of outside zone 2 as he pushes out to 3, does a better job here. And then Brutsky gets lost in the smoke a little bit. And we can see that in that transition to 4, Rudy was almost straight on and then has to, I wouldn't say reinitiate the car, but add significantly more angle through the first part of outside zone 4. So there are some corrections there, some big noticeable corrections from Rudy Hansen. But Dmitry not super great between 3 and 4. So room for improvement for both. Some openings, we'll see.
Get it tight and right.
Yeah.
All right, so now we will see Brutsky out front. And you talked about, him campaigning 2 separate vehicles for Prospec and Pro as opposed to Rudy Hansen. He is, again, these are the 2 drivers that are doing the double dipping of both Prospec and Pro, but Rudy campaigning the same car in both of the championships, and Dimitri has a separate ride for each. Here we go, Brutsky out front. Hansen, let's see if he can stick it to the door. Now that first outside zone, good angle from Brutsky. Now transitioning into second outside zone. Hansen looks like he knows in, might have had some contact. Want to see that overhead and really find out. Look at that, Hansen just twisted the screws on Dimitri Brutsky. Placement there for Brutsky. And look at Hansen just jump up, gets to the side of Brutsky. Seems like, wow, yeah, you saw him kind of go back and forth. Interesting scenario there for Brutsky.
Yeah, very, very aggressive. There's a couple of interesting things that I noticed in it. So we'll see here with the drone view. It really does let you know where there's corrections, where there's input changes. So Dimitri Brutsky, we see a left foot brake to get the car to angle. Now we come through this zone. Dimitri does a better job by about half the zone there. And then we see a bit of a change in attitude of the car there, whereas Rudy does a good job to be able to adapt to it, and then dives in super early here to kind of catch up with Brutsky as a pretty good outside zone 4. So I feel like it's going to need a side-by-side, at least from my perspective. Yep. But there were corrections by both. Big things to focus on there. In the chase, Dimitri did not do a great job between 3 and 4. Rudy, I would say, probably had a better chase, but he dove into 4 pretty aggressively. So those are like the big factors I see in the chase. We're in the leads. Dimitri had a better outside zone 2. Whereas Rudy, kind of the other zones looked pretty good. So yeah, it's tough. It's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, it seemed that Rudy could have, if he backed off a little bit and just was more smooth with it, he might have had, kind of a more clear-cut victory, perhaps. I don't know. And look at this.
Yeah, outside zone 2 is just marginally better there by Brutsky. Both of them had a decent outside zone 3, but it looked like Rudy left a little bit earlier. And then outside zone 4 was pretty comparable. So we're splitting hairs.
Yep, that's
back to splitting hairs.
No one more times. So a lot of pressure on the judges' shoulders.
I mean, they kind of had it one more time.
Oh, well,
yeah, a little different.
Yeah,
I know.
That was our fault.
Not an official OMT.
No.
Yeah.
No, that was a rerun.
A mulligan, as they say.
In the golf world.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that like a true? How does that work? I don't golf. How does a mulligan work?
Mulligans don't happen in professional golf.
No, I know.
Mulligans are your weekend warriors. Like, oh, bro, take a mulligan. Like, basically,
okay.
it didn't happen. Hit another ball.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna need a few of those if I start golfing.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
That's fine. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Here we go. Slide him left for Hansen, right for Brutsky, and it looks like Brutsky gets a 1, a 2, a 3 vote. So all said and done there. Even with the rerun, the standing still holds to Dimitri Brutsky's liking. And Rudy Hansen knocked out.
Yeah, we're right back to. I mean, we're not back to where we were, because now Derek took it instead of Andy.
Yeah. So I believe. All right, so Mohan and Joao Berrion.
We're seeing, we got both of them in the burnout box. Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, so heard something up here in the booth in regards to the renewable lubricants Mazda RX-8 and Joao Berrion, the Monster Energy Corvette.
Yep.
It's black and green and smoky all over. These two guys.
Yeah, it's a good call. It hasn't been released yet, but I had Joao on the podcast recently.
Oh, cool.
So that should come out pretty soon. Gotta front load a few of them with August being pretty crazy.
He's kind of a mysterious figure. Like
it was
he came over here. He's kind of he's got a smile on his face. He's got a cowboy hat on. Know he's Brazilian and good dude.
It was very enlightening to understand just how big he is in Brazil and how much he is doing outside of drifting and inside of drifting. I was actually shocked. I felt bad that I didn't know more about him. And then once I started digging in, I was like, oh man, this guy's done so many things.
Right.
So
that is great.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I don't want to spoil too much, but he dropped himself in a side-by-side out of I think it was like a plane with like parachutes on it and stuff. It was crazy.
What?
He's done like legit crazy stunts.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Like that, neither did I.
All right. Well, this is a must listen.
It's a good one.
I mean, some of those other ones, like I know everything about Ryan Turk. I'm joking. Totally joking.
I know.
I mean, we've grown up together, you know, like, and yeah. All right, here we go. So here is this battle. Joao Barillon, this mysterious figure, going against Kyle the Menace Mohan. Mohan in the RX-8, the low rotary goes into that first outside zone. He initiates a little slow roll. Ooh, he comes out quite a bit early. Now going to the second outside zone, you can see Joao Barillon throwing some angle at it. And this is looks like maybe got a little bit more car than Kyle, and you can see him just kind of chomping at the bit. Now into this last outside zone 4. There he goes, lunging for it. And that's what I'm talking about. So, you know, just pace. Now, and you talk about the C to a V. That was a great analogy, you know. And Kyle did come in, you know, slow crawling, which is a good, smooth approach. And you saw Joao really kind of jump forward.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, Kyle did what he needed to do, but just not as well as what we would hope for. So, loud decel there, holds it for a long time, doesn't really fill that zone. Through this transition, decels where he's supposed to, but holds it probably a little bit longer. It does get all the way through outside zone 2, which looks good. His stretch out to outside zone 3, pretty good. Leaves that a little bit early, and now you see that kind of that straight drive over, and that's where we talked about that C to a V. Now it starts to push out a little bit more. Joao, though, I mean, made all the right corrections, played the game perfectly, did not bite in too much, knew where Kyle was decelling. I mean, I do think this is very intelligent driving from Joao. Dives in where he needs to, is not overly aggressive. It was definitely a good run by Joao in the chase there. Yeah, it was just smart, very smart.
Yep. All right, so here we are. Let's reverse the order. And here is Joao Barillon leading and Kyle Mohan giving chase. Coming out through the start chicane into that first outside zone. Good aggressive. You can see the analytics going down there. Ooh, a little fire popping off there as well. Ooh, Kyle Mohan looks like he, on that transition, had a correction, straightened out quite a bit. Looked like it was kind of an independent scenario. I think Joao threw him off now into that final outside zone. He dials us in. Kyle did make that mistake. We're going to have to look at it again, but at first glance, it really looked like he kind of just made that mistake on transition to 1 to 2.
Yeah, it was a little tough to see with that angle. The overhead's going to let us know what happened with Kyle, but yeah, that's what we're gonna kind of have to see there. So this is not them, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens when we get back to that point, because there was like a little bit of a pop of flame there too, which was kind of interesting. That is Joao's. I mean, the rotaries are definitely doing it. I think Kyle's just showing off at this point. You know.
Yep.
Pushing that ethanol through its veins. So let's take a look here now at this replay. See if there was anything significant that would have caused Kyle to do that. So dives in there. Joao does a good job to the first outside zone. Kyle is just left foot braking like crazy, understeers. So he's trying to hold back the car. And it looked like the rear was just super gripped up and the front couldn't hold on to it. So it's a tough part. I mean, the amount of grip that we're running in these cars, the fronts often aren't able to hold that part of the car back.
Yep.
So yeah, that's an independent there from Kyle. It sucks. I mean, but it just you know, wasn't able to get the car back into angle and hold it in that direction.
Yep.
So
yep. All right. So Joao Barillon, the Brazilian, again, stuntman. Sounds like he is advancing on. All right, Robert Thorne, Dean Carnage Carney.
Well, Dean Carnage Carney not here.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, we're bouncing around. There's a lot of things going on. The paint scenario.
Yeah.
We were initially okay. Here's what's going on right now. So again, if you're just tuning in, welcome to St. Louis. We're about to see D-Mads, Derek Madison run. And what I'm gathering here is Ryan just spoke with Andy Haitley, and basically Andy Haitley said, I am able to fix my vehicle, gonna try, give me 30 minutes. And I think, again, with the wet paint, I think the judges and everybody made the right decision. Rerun Brutsky and Hansen. We are gonna rerun D-Mads and Hately.
Yeah.
And then Hately updates and says, dude, my water pump broke. I'm unable to run. So right there, we're turning Madison around because Andy rushed up here. He just tapped Ryan on the shoulder, says, hey, I think I can fix it. Give me 30 minutes. I think that's the right thing to do. They'll be the last battle of this 16, right? And he's going to really try to rush to fix it. I think that is the sportsmanly thing to do.
Right.
To give them the right approach.
Yeah, it's just it's an unprecedented, unfortunate circumstance that we're in right now, and I also think that Derek probably doesn't want to win that way either.
No,
and probably fixes power steering.
That's what I was just gonna say. Is maybe got some time to get some hands on the power steering, but we want to see a battle. If the cars are able to be run even at 95%, and Hately's always got a good spirit. All the drivers really do, but as you say, you don't want to win that way.
No, I mean, really, none of them want to win in that kind of manner, right? I mean, everybody is here to beat somebody fair and square. That's what it comes down to. So, and we're going to give him that opportunity. So Robert Thorne is going to get his bye run against a Dean Carney that is playing with Bugattis this weekend. So.
Don't feel bad for him.
No, don't feel bad.
Yeah, don't cry in your Bugatti cup holders.
Well, what I am excited about, though, is with these drivers that we know are kind of sticking to the West Coast, is they're going to be in the seating bracket. A Vaughn, a Dean, a Forrest, they're all going to be in the seating bracket, and they still have to battle their way out of it.
Yeah, and I believe we're going to see Vaughn at Irwindale. I think we're not going to see him in Utah for sure. We knew we weren't going to see him here, so I think we're going to be seeing Vaughn at Irwindale.
Okay.
Yep.
Which is good.
Yeah. Yep.
Can't wait to see him.
Robert Thorne, his bye run, the Andrew Smedegard, he'll be out there at Road America. Again, traditional road racer turned into a drifter. Definitely a wheelman. So listen, Robert Thorne, the AS BMW. Yo, chill. You can't win the event a bye run. Thorne, just go for it. Well, he lost. No, I'm joking. It's a bye run, so he's all right. So Thorne gets his bye run. He will advance on, and with his advancement, he is locked and loaded for the 32 for Saturday's main event.
Yeah. So that'll put him against Joao Barrion. I'm excited for that one. All right.
All right. So So here we are seeing Federico Sharifo and Daniel Stuckey. So the M-Spec team right now, I talked to him and said, how's Casey Cole? He's like, he's bumming, man. Earlier in Prospec, he looped it. Very unfortunate turn of events for him. And now this is a big battle here for both these guys to get into top 32.
Yeah, and a little bit of history here in St. Louis as well. Kind of a infamous incident of Stuckey getting a little spicy after the line and kind of catching the rear end of the Ferrari, after it. And there was definitely a lot of hand talking, if you will.
Yeah.
And past is in the past. It's a new battle, new day. So we'll see what happens.
All right, lovely day. Here we go, Bill Withers. And Daniel Stuckey will be out front. Fetty and Fiorella, he will be in that Ferrari. And now, here we go. The M-Spec S chassis initiates into that first outside zone, filling all of it. Well done. Now in that second outside zone, the big Fiorella coming down, and it looks like Stuckey gets all the way out there, lacking a little bit of angle there as he approaches outside zone 3, and then dives in on outside zone 4, and again, it bears repeating. I'm just saying it, not saying it was officially 2 off, but 2 tires is deemed an incomplete, and that's basically the only really area that, outside the transition going to 1 to 2, that's potentially an opportunity, but we'll take a look at it.
Yeah, so right up until that point, Stuckey doing everything pretty spot on. Like the way he starts to dial in a little bit more angle as he comes to the first outside zone. Federico in the chase doing a good job. Cuts a little bit of angle here to kind of keep within the battle. Tighter radius, less track to run through. Stuckey real quick coming out of 3, and I think you could hear everybody in the booth all go, whoa, as he came out of that. Because of how quick. Now, I'm not sure if he did dip 2. From that camera angle, it is very close. I'm getting the one finger, so one wheel off. We will definitely be watching more replays, but the initial thought is one wheel off at this point. So Don't get me wrong, though. They will be scrutinizing that a lot more. And, yeah, if that was 2,
incomplete.
end of the day. Which
yeah, well, not officially, just the end of that run. And
end of that run, yeah.
All that earlier with Jager. So
yeah, that was tough because Jager put down such a great run, and I mean it's it. But at the end of the day, like it's 2 wheels. The rules are the rules, and the facts are the facts.
The facts of life. The facts of life. Here we go. Federico Sharifo will lead. Gosh, look at the Ferrari.
It's
massive.
So big.
It looks so massive compared to Daniel Stuckey's little Hot Wheels of the M-Spec S chassis. Here we go. Fiorella initiating into that first outside zone. Stuckey, you can see he keeps the composure. Now hopping through the second outside zone. Here goes Federico. Stuckey kind of wavering there to keep that proximity. Get into that pocket. Now that last outside zone 4, and Betty. Talk about smooth. I don't know. That was chunky peanut butter. A little bit smooth, a little bit of chunk. What do you think on that?
I mean, first of all,
approach?
Love chunky peanut butter, but yeah, I agree. There was some spots in there where he was decelling where he really shouldn't have been, and then having to get back on throttle. And those large corrections are what make the kind of the curvature become very jagged. So adds a bunch of angle in there. Stuckey starts to dive in, does the smart thing, backs out. Now Fede leaves that zone super early and then has to push the car much wider, pulls angle there, and it has to add more angle, leaves that zone far too early, and that's where you see this part right here, and then basically parks it at that point. So Stuckey, yes, could have been closer in the chase there, but also played things very safe. It's a risky game to play in the chase when you start to do that, but sometimes it's a smarter way to do it. So that ain't just more consistency. That's what we want. Yeah. Your foot should kind of be on the gas pedal through almost the entire track. And right there, I mean, that's a big correction in that part.
You saw a lot of handbrake. Those back wheels, you know, going into that last outside zone, you saw those back wheels really lock up.
Yeah.
So I think that could hurt him here in the end as Daniel Stuckey gets the win. Federico Sharifo and the Ferrari are knocked out. And there it is. Stuckey gets the win. Yeah, just a little glitchy for Federico up front. And you know, that's a hard act to follow for Stuckey, you know, like coming and going.
Yeah, and I mean, Fiorella and Federico in practice, it wasn't looking that way. So I'm not sure what was going on, but at the end of the day, it's, you know, Stuckey moves on.
Yep, here we are. Alabama B-boy Ben Hobson going against Minnesota's own Alec Robbins, you know, and as you said, the greatest horses are hard to break, but he's got to get back on that saddle and he's got to get out there. But Alec Robbins is definitely, you know, deserving of advancing on too. So this is a big battle for both these guys.
I believe Alec was a #1 qualifier here at one point. So yeah, he can crush this track, and that's the scary part for Ben Hobson.
Yep, and again, just really harnessing this pony and getting it dialed. I'm sure Vaughn and the Gittin family, they're watching at home. You know, we just saw them there FaceTiming the team. The spirits were high. We'll see.
Staying relaxed.
Yep.
You know, came off a good vacation, it looked like. I mean, I think he's just putting his head into, okay, like, don't feel the pressure, have some fun. Let's go drive my race, see what happens.
Everything's fine. Here we go. And Alec Robbins, he'd again love to get this victory here. And now coming out of the gate, here comes Ben Hobson at Pennzoil Mustang RTR. Woo! Looks like maybe a little bumper going into that wall there. We'll have to back that up, but didn't impede the line at all. Looks like settled. You can see the turbo fans go round and deep on that third outside zone. Alec Robbins backing off, giving a little bit of room here. And here comes Ben Hobson at last outside zone, and he does cross the finish line. And that was a full pull, and
there was some tension.
Yeah, and it looks he was just on that razor's edge, man, and he finished it out. And but Alec, I think he was giving himself a little bit of room there.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, solid lead run from Ben here. Like how he gets on there, a little bit of brake just to keep the car in, but I mean, he's got that planted all the way through the wall. Through here, does a good job. The arc isn't perfect, but it's really good. Alec Robbins in the chase, though, I mean, he is putting the heat on. Now, Ben leaves a touch early, which does cause this kind of correction. He has to add a bit more angle in and then get back on the throttle through there. And then Alec has to kind of cut the line to come around. So it wasn't perfect by Ben, But it was really good.
It was good. Yeah, it was. Well, it was the impressive, but I think a lot of eyeballs on him. You know, he made the jump from Prospec to Pro. Hasn't delivered, you know, and that's just the reality of it. Again, not slamming him, just facts are facts, as you said earlier. And Robbins, I think, gave him too much respect. I think gave him too much room, and then especially outside zone 2. Did you see how shallow he was?
Yeah.
So I'm expecting a big, fast run from Alec. He really just rips through the course.
Robbins is going to push hard to try and get Ben to make a mistake in the chase. I think that's what you're going to see here. And it's not playing games. It's not anything. Alec is going to have to drive something phenomenal and hope that Ben's not able to hang.
Right.
That's kind of where we're at.
Again, not strategy, not brake check or anything like that. No. Driving to the degree that we know Alec can. So here goes Alec Robbins out front. Let's see again. Minnesota boy goes deep on that first outside zone transitioning. Ben comes through the smoke. Now that second outside zone goes Alec Robbins. Look at that proximity from Ben Hobson into that third outside zone. Shimming on through. Ben Hobson really applying the pressure. So not phased at all in this last outside zone 4. And here goes Alec Robbins. And Robbins goes into the tail end of that tire wall. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
From both the parties. It looks like Alec just hung it out too far. Want to see that overhead.
Yeah, Alec he was hanging it out for the entire run. Like, he was using all the angle, all the lock, all the way through, and that's his strategy. That's his tactic here to try and get Ben to choke up. So right here, looks good, adds a bit more angle. Ben does a good job of dialing it back. Good time transition, though. Alec, more angle, but you see the correction there to get the car to go out to the zone. It's pretty noticeable, but Ben, he's giving respect, but in a very different way, and he's like, I'm gonna be here the whole time. And then right here, we get two little taps. I kind of want to see that last outside zone again to see where the rear wheel placement was on Alec, but
he was too deep. And there was contact, but it was. I think it was minimal. I don't think that forced Alec into the tires. I think he was on that line.
I think Alec was pushing super hard to get as wide as he could in outside zone 4, and Ben did everything he could to try and draw back. I would be curious to see if Alec did go 2 wheels off there. That's like the only question I have. He was very deep through that zone.
Look, Ben. I think Ben's selling it here. He's giving a little fist bump. I think he's excited about it.
He's happy.
I think that's a sweet spot for him.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the overhead, and
Yeah. So looking in, like, who's filling zones more? First zone pretty comparable. Second outside zone pretty similar there too, and the chases look pretty close. Although Ben does have more proximity through those sections. And then I am going to focus here on Alec's lead. How wide does he actually go? He does slow down a bit. Oh, he's right on the line there. He's right on the line.
Yeah, I think he was on that line. He drug it out there. The tap obviously didn't help the scenario, but I don't think it was forceful enough to push him off line.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's like definitive that Alec was over the line.
All right, thumbs up.
Yeah.
All right, so we will see again a great battle, liked a good straight up battle.
Yeah,
it was heads up.
And like 2 kind of different tactics in the lead and 2 different kind of tactics in the chase too, which is kind of cool. But
here we go. Here we go. Are we gonna see Ben Hobson in 32? One driver, Robin Ishida says yes, Vern says yes, and Eggert says yes. So Ben Hobson gets the victory, and we will be seeing him in head-to-head battles.
That's gonna feel like an event win.
Oh, dude. I mean, it's been 4 previous rounds of just watching from the sidelines, seeing and cheering on James Dean.
Yeah.
Cheering on Von Gittin Jr. And now, he's got to be stoked. His pops is here, his lady's here. He's got a lot of fans, and just always such a great attitude. It was, his whole journey going from Prospec to now Pro. What we've seen from him. And just his journey, hanging out actually here at St. Louis Auto Show. We come here every year. We've been coming here 10 plus years. We come and do demos, Vaughn, and seen, Adam LZ here. You've seen Travis Reeder out here, Turk 1 year.
Oh, right.
So we come out here and do demos. Shout out to Stephanie. I believe her and her kids are here in the building. She curates and puts together St. Louis Auto Show. She's a great friend of ours and of the fam. I got a St. Louis tattoo, by the way.
You really?
I have.
You have an arch?
I forgot. I have an arch.
Oh, you
on
do
my
too.
Yeah. All that being said is when it was, we all knew it was going to happen, right? Like, he's hanging out with Vaughn quite a bit.
Yeah.
So making that jump, his Pops owns a Ford dealership. It makes sense that he's on.
It's a perfect fit. It really is a perfect fit. I mean, it felt like the worst kept secret in drifting for a while.
All right.
But yeah, so yeah, take a look at this bracket. So,
and that is not Derek Madison has not advanced on. So that's the only graphic there. Madison and Haitley. So basically, Mike Power, he gets the fast pass to the final four because obviously we had neither of Wang or Gittin here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a great night for Mike Power.
Yeah.
Just hang out, watch some drifting, and then show up, do a battle or two, and pack her until Saturday.
Yeah, because I saw him down in the hot pits, was just doing some footage down there for our Send It video. I'm like, how you feeling? I was like, I'm stoked.
Yeah.
And I didn't know why he was absolutely elated because he's got that scenario. So, all right, when we come back, we will continue the action. We'll find out status of the Drift Wizard, Andy Haitley. Let's see if he's got the Midas touch, the magic touch, to fix his water pump. He's going to make it the water pump into a wine pump. We'll see. All right, we'll be right back here at Worldwide Technology Raceway.
Is this it?
This is it!
Passionate about a life in racing? Circle track, drag racing, drifting, or Monster Jam. Find it all at the University of Northwestern Ohio.
The passion here is very different than I've seen in the other schools. You guys set them up very, very well to succeed and to win in a big-time way.
The fact there's a school you can go to for racing is just a little bit insane, but it's very cool because it gives kids like me the opportunity to chase that dream.
See where your future can take you with a high-performance motorsports degree from the University of Northwestern Ohio.
If this is your idea of ladylike, you're gonna fit right in. Join us at Toyota Racing.
So the next step was to get this thing on a proper ECU, especially with all the technology that Link has to offer.
Which should give us full communication and full control over all the sensors.
But so far, being able to log in and review every lap has been a huge plus.
To have Link pull through and step up for us and just help us out to be able to all pull it together.
That's all we need. Simple, cheap, easy, works, good ECU, weatherproof.
It's got enough IOs too, like we're doing tons of stuff. Oil, fuel pressure, boost control.
All those features I have thanks to the Link ECU.
Welcome back, the gateway to the west. St. Louis Arch, just across the river. Love St. Louis. Had some great memories here just over the years. Chelsea Denofa and Vaughn and us ripping around on scooters at night, ripping, going the Armory. Have you been to the Armory?
I have not.
It's this huge old military building, and they have all these restaurants and arcades and games and TVs, and it's sick.
I mean, I don't really have any work to do tomorrow, so maybe I'll go do that.
Go to the Armory, dude. They have this huge slide.
Nice.
Went there with Ben and the whole gang. And
you sold me on slide.
What's that?
You sold me with the slide.
You had me at slide.
You had me at slide.
Actually, it's in the arch. You slide down. I'm joking. You don't.
Is there anything in that?
Yeah, you go up it. So I've never done it because I am a large human being, contrary to popular belief. And you go up this, you have to sit in a pod.
Okay.
And then you go up it, and it's pretty tight. So I'm not claustrophobic, but I feel like just even me saying it, I'm kind of getting nervous.
Yeah, I'm good.
So I'm good.
Yeah. It's cool. I'm sure there's someone filmed it and I can watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to go into sim, put on your...
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so we are update here. Derek Madison, he's able to run, but we are giving Haley ample amount of time to fix his vehicle. So okay, so Andy is on a comp timeout. Okay.
Oh, okay. So sorry, we're hearing that he did call a 5 to try and extend out to as much time as possible, but he's coming very close to that.
Oh no, it's done. That's a wrap. Okay, so here it is. So there he is, Derek Madison. The lights come on. You see his homies pound his hood, pound his roof, and unfortunately, Haley did call a comp timeout in addition to all that time. Not enough time, so now this is a bye run for Derek Madison.
Yeah.
So Haley is officially unable to fix his vehicle and unable to move on. So D-Mads will move on.
I wonder if he has his power steering up and running.
Sure looks like it.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good.
Need to make sure that the car is able to run. That's why we are given a bye run, and then he will be going against Brutsky in the 8.
Yep.
Yep. So.
And then the winner of that will then take on the still sitting cold Mr. Power.
Yep. So yeah, Mike Power just on ice. All right.
Keeping the vibes high and everything positive in the booth.
Yeah, higher tiered vibes. As D-Mads, Derek Madison, go ahead, send it, buddy.
Look at that. Doesn't even love it.
The pride of St. Louis.
He's a great guy too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just if you're gonna come to an event, he is one of the approach all the drivers for sure. But Derek will make sure that you're fed and that you have water and hey, take a look at our Hawaiian shirts. Like, do you want one? Like, there's such a cool family and it's such a cool group of people that are, it's as close to living the dream as you're gonna get.
2 things. He's a human golden retriever.
Yes.
Okay.
Both with the hair.
Yeah, physically and emotionally.
Energy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a emotional support human.
Yeah.
And he has a good attitude. But you really talk up on how nice he is. You know who's a real jerk? I'm joking. I was kidding.
Oh, I was so ready for it.
No.
I was so ready for it.
But everybody says he's a nice guy. But you know who's a real jerk?
Yeah.
Ugh.
That podcaster, dude.
Yeah. All right. So there it is, the bye run of D-Mads. Oh, and then we got a Mike Power bye run. So we do need to make sure his car is up to snuff. So we talked about him just chilling on ice. He had a tough go at the beginning of the season, so it's good to see him in head-to-head competition. Went hard on the wall in Long Beach. Couldn't make, what was it, round?
Yeah, couldn't make the next round. Couldn't make
Atlanta.
Yeah.
So
came into Orlando. I mean, it was tough. I saw some behind the scenes. I mean, that car was seriously messed up.
Yeah.
It was.
That front left was really, really tough. So Mike Power, the Type S, number 919, comes from the East Coast, and cool looking livery. Always has a sick livery. Lots of ink.
Yeah. Called him the prison duck once, and it's kind of stuck.
The prison duck?
Yeah, it was like, would you rather fight one,
yeah.
And I was like, well, are they Mike Power looking ducks? And I'm like, well, so they're like prison looking ducks, and then, yeah.
Prison duck. All right.
Listen, I'm not great with nicknames. That's your job, okay? I'm trying.
I call them the prison ducks.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I have to explain it, so it's not very good.
Yeah, it's not good.
No.
But I mean, I don't think we're gonna see that on his helmet or anything anytime soon. Prison duck.
I mean, maybe it's like a Jeep thing, with their little ducks.
You wouldn't understand.
No, I don't own a
If you
Jeep.
could read this, flip me over.
I've never owned a Jeep, so.
My homie has a Jeep, and when he just flicks them off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's not into
He's not about that Jeep life.
Not that Jeep life.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and it's like when I had a Subaru, dude. Oh, dude, the Subaru Wave. Holy cow.
Mm-hmm.
That
is the thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like the like motorcycles, right?
Yep. Two fingers down. 2 fingers down, brother.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think I've ever driven a car with that much of a cult following.
Your Mazda 3?
No, not Protege. Thank you.
Protege. My bad. Sorry, put some.
Very defensive of this car.
It's a Elantra. It's a Hyundai.
I mean, I would say that like the Cummins kind of has that, but like we know other people have been there because there's oil spots everywhere.
I saw this thing parking in the grass. They don't get it.
They don't know.
Yeah. Robert Thorne, Joao Barillon into the Bob, called the Burnout Box. Robert Thorne and Joao, both these guys locked and loaded for 32. Now it's about bragging rights. Who can win our K&N seating brackets? And Thorne makes his way out. So we're on the right side of the bracket. So it'll be power against either Madison or Brutski, and then Joao Barillon versus Thorne here, and then they'll be going against, the winner of this will be going against either Stuckey or Hobson. Beautiful evening here. Again, it's, again, just really enamored by the weather.
The temperature's great.
Dude, it's going to be a high of 80 tomorrow, high of 83. Little cloud cover. Oh, it's going to be beautiful.
Little breeze.
Dude, I want to just get a charcuterie plate and just watch them drifting. This is one of those events where I'm just like,
yeah,
I want to post up and like not work.
I will say, if you stop by Dimitri Brutski's pit, they make like homemade kielbasa.
Wow.
Bro, had some earlier. So
banging meats, never settle on basic meats. Here we go, Robert Thorne out front. Joao Barillon in chase position, getting to that outside zone. Look at Joao. Joao, look at that. All right, into that second outside zone, and now coming to the third. He did have some great pressure, and Thorne, look at that dragon bumper outside zone 3 into 4, and Joao Barillon, he snapped back like a snapping turtle and gets a little loosey-goosey in that chase position. Thorne almost overcooked it, pulled a little Alec Robbins in that tire wall, but narrowly escaped contact with that.
Yeah, need to see once again. I mean, Thorne's got the car loose. It definitely seems that way. It doesn't have a ton of side bite in it right now, and it is causing some issues. So big left foot brake there to keep it in to that zone. Love the transition there, and then really gets on the power and starts to push away from Joao Barillon, who's doing everything he can at this point. And then this is where we see the independent, possibly. Oh, he taps the wall.
Yeah.
And then Thorne here. Oh, maybe. Might have for a split second went 2 wheels, but real tough to say. But yeah, look at how much Thorne's car just floats out.
Oh,
so lots of forward bite. The car drives forward very quickly, but like you can see, comes off throttle. He wants the car to slow down. Tries to get on throttle to push through the zone, and just the car's not biting in as it's going sideways.
I mean, say it's a problem. I don't know. It seems to be the looseness of it seems to be working out for him.
It almost bit him through outside zone 4. He just got on the throttle like literally a split second too late. That's it. That's all it is. And it's just a different way of setting up the car.
Yep.
But you kind of set it up based on how you drive, right? Like a Forrest Wang doesn't have a lot of side bites. How he's able to get all that angle.
Gets loose and then just jumps and lunges forward. Here we go.
Exactly.
All right, Joao Barillon, good angle for him right now. And Thorne, let's see. See, look at that. Just boom. You see it just grab in, dig in, and lunges forward. So Joao into that third outside zone. Good mimicking of angle by Thorne. And now let's see how they handle it. Outside zone 4. Both of them tapping the wall on entry outside zone 4. That thing just crumbles. That BMW in the chase, you saw taillight go that way, hood, bumper. I mean, it's like a crash test dummy.
Good thing, those BMW taillights are, they're still around. They're still pretty cheap. So Joao out front, Robert doing a good job through that chicane to kind of keep him into a good spot. And then that initiation looks amazing from both drivers. Joao adds a little bit more angle. Robert matches that. Robert does a really good job here in the chase of matching angle, matching line, and then putting in the proximity a little bit later on, which is, I mean, it's a great way to drive this track. And you can see how much he's matching by the fact that, like, he hits the wall, too, in the exact same spot. So taking a look at it, I mean, Robert matches angle almost all the way around, matches line almost all the way around, and has a decent amount of proximity. He's not on the door, but he's like 2 feet off. And really, that's what we're looking for.
Big Duck Club.
Big Duck.
Not Big Prison Duck Club. It's Big Duck Club.
Just normal duck.
Yeah, Big Ducks.
All right, so taking a look here as we compare them. I mean, Joao did a really good job there in the chase. Both lines look great through here. Now you can see Robert starts to gap him through that section. Outside zone in the lead is good, but that's where we have Joao. Joao definitely hits the wall there, and I'm sure the judges are also looking to see if Robert went 2 wheels off in the lead. So that's the only thing that could kind of mess this up majorly for Robert Thorne. So both those cars taking some damage.
Yeah, both of them taking a hit. All right, so you can see the Big Duck Club body kit. Shout out to them. A great company. Providing a lot of parts out here for these drifters.
Yeah, it's kind of a yard sale out there at this point.
Yeah, seeing again Thorne. We'll see him at Grid Life next weekend.
He's a grid life OG.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's been around for.
And he'll do both on a weekend. He'll drift and he'll run some grip.
Dude, I remember this is over 10 years ago, the Kohler event out at Road America. Vaughn drifted the whole course, and they have the Johnsonville Brat carousel turn. He drifted the whole thing, and
right.
It was sick. It's going to be a blast up there. All right, take a look. Robert Thorne or Joao Barrion, slide on left for Robert Thorne getting the victory. Now, again, Joao Barrion is locked and loaded for 32 on Saturday. Now, this is just to get the bragging rights of get some more track time as well, because you got to think the conditions right now are going to be consistent with or fairly similar to what we're going to see Saturday night if they advance that far.
It's also a placement thing too. It's going to help dictate where you're going to sit in the bracket.
Absolutely.
So I mean, there is some. I wouldn't say strategy, because it's so difficult to be like, oh, I'm going to battle this guy, so I'm going to make sure I win this. But arguably, the better you do here, the better your placement could be later on.
All right. Yeah, figure 32nd, who finishes 32nd goes against James.
Yeah,
So.
not a great way to start your top 32.
All right, D-Mads and Brudski. So here we are back on the other side of it. So Madison and Brudski, the winner of this, goes against Mike Power, but both these gentlemen are in 32. Bethalto, Illinois, Springfield, Mass.
I don't know how far Bethalto is from here.
I can look it up.
You can.
There's a phone right in front of me.
Yeah.
Bethalto. I think that's how you say it.
Bethalto. And
19 miles. 30
Wow.
minutes. We're party at D-Mads.
We're going to Bethalto.
We're going to Bethalto.
Never would have thought of. I'm going to Bethalto.
I left my wallet at Bethalto. Here we go. Derek Madison, D-Mads.
Whoa, restart?
Yep.
I didn't see a light. Or did he?
Oh, is he shutting her down? Hey, going to our official Chris, was that under his own power?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so
it might be that power steering issue.
Ew.
So I'd rather just pull off.
Oh, look at that. I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's been having issues. So, wise decision, go initiate power steering, whammo. So.
Hey, wave into the fans.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's just. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I know they've been fighting with a couple of mechanical things, so they might have just called it with that. Could be a save the car, save the arms.
Yeah.
Looks like he's heading right back to the pits. So.
Oh, he is calling a comp timeout.
Okay.
So, not completely just.
And your comp timeout in seating does not affect your comp timeout in top 32.
You have one independent in your seating brackets.
Correct.
And then one for actual competition.
Yeah, doesn't carry over, so it's not like if you don't use it, you don't get to keep it in top 32.
Minutes?
Yeah, no rollups.
No rollover minutes.
No.
Yeah, you get.
Remember that was a thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, I remember. Oh yeah, cell phone bills, man. Holy cow.
Bro, Canada's still bad.
What's that?
I think you would throw up if you saw what I paid for my cell phone bill right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
it's not great.
Canada gave us a BlackBerry.
That's a good point. How far did that go?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Have you watched that documentary?
No, I haven't yet.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Not documentary, excuse me. A feature film about the story.
Yeah. Yeah. It's. I mean, I rocked a BlackBerry for a minute.
I was a QWERTY till I died, dude.
Really?
Oh,
Did you like the little trackball thing in the middle?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I had a T-Mobile Mr. Cartoon sidekick. That was a fire.
Oh, was that with like the walkie-talkie?
No, it was like it had the flip screen. You like swung it around.
Sure.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I still have it actually.
Really? It's like to reminisce. Simpler time.
Daniel Stuckey with a bye run.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so Hobson not in the battle.
Park. Oh, remember he got towed off.
Right.
Yeah, so obviously unable to fix the vehicle. So Stuckey gets a bye run here. Man, attrition, the cars.
We do
just dropping like flies.
There was some absorbent material added to the track as well. So obviously there's something going on that would have happened.
Okay.
Just wanted to see too. Would that change where Hobson would be?
Yeah.
RTR's been known to play some 4D chess, so.
Okay.
Not that they have a leak button,
Are Stuckey and Sopa playing rock paper scissors?
They might be.
Okay.
They've been known to.
All right.
Driver rock paper scissors.
Yeah. Trusty rock.
Yeah.
Here we go. Daniel Stuckey will lay out. This is a by run for the M-Spec Performance S chassis. Stuckey advances on. Continuing here in our K&N seating brackets.
And that was Daniel Stuckey out on his by run there. So, yeah, I mean, I know we talk about this car a lot, but it is absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
I mean, they like rhino line the inside. The coolest thing is the windshield. It is a heated windshield, so it will not fog. If you go up and take a look, there's like a very micro kind of threading through the whole thing, so they can defog that thing no matter what. Super cool.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Lots of trick stuff on that car.
That's very, very cool. Him and Casey Cole, they got their new house shop.
Yeah.
Like a compound.
I mean, it seems to be the thing now.
Oh,
it's like you just go out and get a compound.
LZ, Dan,
RTR.
Chelsea,
I mean, you could kind of
RTR. RTR's got a. They got a.
That's a facility.
They got a laboratory.
I wouldn't call it a compound. It's a facility.
It is.
Yeah,
it is. So, all right. Derek Madison lost a blower belt on the run-up.
Oh,
there it is. All right. We'll take a short break. When we come back, as the plot thickens here in St. Louis, round 5 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
On race day, when we want to show everyone out there who's the best.
Here we go, Frederick Osbo.
We really need to be focused. I tell myself, I got this. I'm the best there is.
The star is Frederick Osbo.
If your answer to the summer heat is let it rain, we're looking for you. Join us at Toyota Racing.
Is this it?
This is it! Bet away, nxtbets.com
slash
PlayFD. It's like one of those shirts, like your eye, or your eye, or
well, you have to blur it, and then you see the horse pop out. Yeah, I gotcha.
T-Rex.
Yeah.
Oh, D-Matt's Oh, no, sorry, that's Dookie.
Yeah,
that's Dookie. Thrown off with the white and gold S chassis. All right, so where are we at on our map here? All right, so yep, Madison and Brutski. So Brutski, the sausage king of Massachusetts.
Oh my God! Out of Chicago?
Yeah. Yeah. No, because he lives in Mass. So
yeah. Okay. So, I was thinking Ferris Bueller.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's
okay. Cool. As long as we're on the same page.
Playing off
got
of.
it.
Yes, of course.
You are the sausage king of Chicago.
Sausage king of Chicago. He's sausage king of Massachusetts.
Yep.
I need this kielbasa.
You dude, seriously.
I'm a fan of cured meats.
Yeah. It was really good. It was 3 types.
Okay, I saw. I did see.
Yeah, that plate was full. And then I was almost done. I went, I should get a picture. I crushed the whole plate, just walking around the pits.
Yeah. You're on kind of an all protein meat diet.
Pretty much. Yeah. Just carbs don't suit me well.
Yeah. And coincidentally, your wife's a baker.
Yeah, it's a problem. It's a serious issue.
Fat because I eat because I'm fat. It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah. She makes such delicious things.
Gotta say no. Here we go. We are seeing Brutski and Madison. Brutski will lead. Mads, give a chase. All right, let's go ahead. Initiate into this first outside zone. Madison said he blew that blower belt off on that first run, and now look, some issues here once again. Maybe not. Just had a correction, but Brutski keeps on keeping on in that lead position outside zone 4. Really well done there. I mean, look at that, maxing out that angle. Those front wheels were, they were almost 90 degrees.
Yeah, Brutski's just, he's putting in reps now. He's putting in time. He did a bunch of driving in Prospec. Like, why not, though? Why not just keep putting in the time and seeing how you can perfect this, try something different, do a different line, different initiation. So, little faint. Good job through here. It does look like Derek might have struggled at some point. It's right here. Just kind of comes off throttle, straightens, reinitiates. Could have been a belt that came off. If he did lose power steering, it's very difficult. That wheel will snap out of your hand so quick, especially with the alignment specs that they run in the front there. It's not trying to drive one of these cars without power steering is a nightmare.
All right, Edgar Sarmiento chiming in here. One of the homies putting on those Drift Appalachia events, and assume D-Maz is out. Brutski is in. And there we go. So Brutski advances on into the 4. It'll be Power versus Brutski, Thorn versus Dookie. All right, so we got our 4 for our seating bracket. And let's see. Looks like we could get Thorn and Stookie right there. And looks like Rudy Hansen making his way back over to the main pit area. This is right in the center of the track, just past the karting track.
Great merch over in there. They have some fun with it too.
What's that?
Over at Rudy Hansen's pits.
Oh, they got some.
They had some cool stickers and stuff.
I saw his lady with a hat with the clutch kick. So there was like a
clutch kick, something chick. I don't know, something like that. Yeah.
B.
Yeah.
She dropped a B in there. I guess they say it on TV, so.
I'm not willing to take that risk.
Yeah.
Have fun.
I've only cussed out of 20+ years. I've only cussed twice. Did you
really?
know this fact? Yeah. It was the year that Dai Yoshihara was going to win the championship, and he crashed.
Right.
And I was like, holy S. And then and Pollock, it was his to win, and Justin Pollock crashed. 10 minutes right after that, and I said it again. That was the only 2 times I've ever cussed on the live stream.
Considering the amount of words you've spoken in 20 years, that's very impressive.
And it's a fun stat.
It is the hardest part of this job.
Not cussing. Well, you got to do it. Here we go. Daniel Stookie, Robert Thorne for our one side of our final 4 here in our K&N seating brackets. All right, Minnesota versus Oklahoma. All right, Thorne says he's comfortable. He's, as you said, he's loose. The car's set up. Daniel Stookie, see how he manages.
Yeah, anytime you've got a new build, you especially with Stookie's side of things, like you know, there's weird little things that pop up here and there, but I think they got most of it dialed. I know Robert Thorne, I can't remember if it's a complete rebuild of this chassis. I believe it is. I know they did something really unique with the firewalls too. There's kind of like two in the way they sandwich the fans in. It's really, really cool. I remember gawking over it earlier this year. I'm like, explain this to me. Explain the science. Why are you doing this? So it's cool how different drivers and different builders will incorporate certain things to make life easier or different, or just to try it, because it's so hard to keep these cars cool and running properly. Like, we put them through some ridiculous things.
Yeah. Well, not we, but they.
They, yeah. No, not
but
we.
yeah, the advancements over the years, from 04 to 2024, it's been amazing to see the technology and the development of these drift cars. So here we go. Daniel Stuckey leading. Thorne gets into formation. Just good, consistent line from Stuckey in the M-Spec S chassis. Robert Thorne tucks in. Look at that, just nosing in, good proximity, third outside zone, now transitioning. Oh, Thorne, he bites up, he checks up, and that's exactly what we're talking about. When he goes to that transition, the car rips up, and it shoots forward, so that'll be a big deficit there for Thorne. Just an absolutely blaring mistake there by Robert Thorne.
Which sucks, just because Robert is doing such a unique job in the way that he's chasing. He kind of is reading the rule book and doing exactly that. He's mirroring the angle first, and then mirroring the line, and then getting the proximity afterwards, and it's really cool to see. And it's just, I mean, it hurts when you see something like this happen, where he gets lost in the smoke, looks like he goes to transition to dive out of it, and just does it at the wrong time. And you know, this is one of those tracks where timing that transition is, you know, it's everything. It really, really is in the chase. And Daniel Stuckey out in the lead. Great job. I mean, fills all the zones, no blaring mistakes. There was nothing that I was, you know, like definitively pointing out, going like, oh, you need to fix this. So, you know, that was just unfortunate from Robert. It's just a mistake lost in the smoke.
How about you really feel about him?
And the hard part is, like, you become really good friends with these drivers, and you know the struggles, and then you see something like that, and you're like, Robert, what are you doing?
Yeah, our restart here for Thorne. Yeah.
It's interesting because obviously there's the group of drivers that you grew up with.
Yeah, of course.
And now there's like the group of drivers that I'm growing up with in real time.
Right.
So I get it. Like, yeah.
Yeah, are you calling me old?
Experienced.
Like fine wine.
Like fine wine. Yep.
I'm the cheese, you're the wine. We have artwork from, do you know who Ornamental Conifer is? Nico?
Yeah.
The race service stuff.
Yeah, great stuff.
He gave me an original painting. It says, I'm the cheese, you're the wine. I get funky while you stay fine.
That's great.
Yeah, here we go, Robert Thorne and Stuckey. Look at that Manji entry. Holy cow, he is using all the course there. Now he's on a tear right now. This is great practice. He's, as you say, getting the reps in. He's in the gym. He's bench pressing this BMW. Pieces, pounds, baby, pounds. As Robert Thorne now transitions to that final outside zone. Stuckey with the late transition. He was hanging that thing out to dry. I'm talking about the wet paint lines. Ooh, too soon. As Robert Thorne crosses the finish line.
If Robert Thorne can dial in these one or two mistakes, he could go really far this weekend.
Yeah.
Like, this is...
Track's suiting him.
Yeah, and these are the things that we watch for, especially in practice, some of the confidence in the driving that you're seeing out of Robert Thorne right now. But you can't go too wild. This looks like very aggressive, almost angry driving, knowing that he screwed up, knowing that he's got to put it all on the line here, filling all the zones, and Stuckey playing things correct. And then Stuckey does have a moment here. Robert just holds it so long through that zone. I mean, it's fine, but yeah. Robert's on the cusp of something great here, and that's what gets me so excited about it. Stuckey does play everything correctly, knowing that Robert did have that large mistake, but it almost cost Stuckey at that point. But man, Robert holds that angle for so long.
Hold the line. Big Toto guy over here.
Right.
Hold the line.
Yeah. Yeah, just cool. I mean, this is what gets me excited, when you start to see driving like this come out, and you know they're on to something. They're trying something different. This is not a Robert Thorne we normally see. He's very calculated normally.
Well, yeah, and I think that's the traditional racer in him, as opposed to some of, you know, BMX or skateboarding, right? You're just going for it. And that's what really makes a winner and a champion. That's the culmination of all those things coming together, and that's when we've seen it from the likes of Chelsea Denofa not going to 11, Von Gittin Jr., you know, even James Dean really finding that sweet spot, finding that marriage of man and machine working in synchronicity, and that's where Thorne, I think the calculated nature of his driving, it could come together for him, but not so much right now.
Yeah.
Daniel Stuckey gets the win and advances on into the finals. Thorne will be chilling from the sideline, but he's locked and loaded for the 32. So just texting with Derek Madison. I said, he says he was able to fix it. We got it back on, but it wasn't on right. So made it at 0 seconds, lost it again at outer zone 3. And I said, well, you're in the show. He says, that's right, baby.
That's right, baby.
And speaking of other guy in the show, Mike Power, Dimitri Brutsky. Again, New York versus Mass. Got a East Coast battle here. What kind of snacks does Mike Power have in his pit?
Ooh, that's a great question.
I feel like he'd have some pretty sweet snacks.
He's from the Northeast originally, so like crab rangoon.
Yeah, that's random crab rangoon.
Oh no,
that's random. I feel like he'd be a pizza boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking pizza. So again, gonna go check out the cured meats aisle over at Brutsky's pit.
I want to encourage more drivers to make amazing food so I can come by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, again, we brisket, Odie brisket boxes. right. Brisket for the brisket. All right, here we go. Now we're seeing Mike Power and Dimitri Brutsky. Power, the 919. And here we go, the Black Flames going into that first outside zone. Brutsky, see him just pedal into position out in that second outside zone. Good angle, good composure from Mike Power. And again, hasn't seen a lot of head-to-head, not even just at this event, but this year has had a bit of bad luck. But the Type S lights are on, it is lit. There we go, across that finish line. Well done by Mike Power. This has got to be a big confidence booster for him.
Yeah, for sure. And we're seeing it. There's a few things he did where in my mind I'm thinking like, hey, just do less. Like you're overworking this a little bit, Mike. Just take a deep breath. So good initiation there, gets on the power, doesn't fill the zone completely. And then it was in here. You can kind of see that like it takes a little bit to get on power, it gets on, it gets off again. And it's like if you just committed to the throttle there, you would have been fine, Mike. It would have pushed him out wider in 3. And that would have set him up a little bit better through outside zone 4. Outside zone 4 really wasn't bad. He was able to correct it, but him being pretty shallow in outside zone 3 was a bit of an issue. Now, Dimitri, I wouldn't say hesitant, but very calculated in the chase there. Kind of just like, you know what, I'm going to let you make the mistake. I'll be here, like I'll be ready to go, but I'm not going to force the problem.
Absolutely.
So smart. Dimitri, if nothing, is just is a very smart driver in that regard. He will let you make the mistake.
Yeah. He's playing chess. He's kind of letting you fall into a trap or let you make the mistakes. He'll go at that 90% until he kind of forces an error.
I mean, it's how he did so well in Prospec. Is exactly doing that. I'll let you make the mistake.
Yep. Do more, do less. Listen to me. Listen to Kodo. Do more, do less. Oh, okay. Just cones hit on the chase, so that is not a restart. All right, here we go. So talk about that calculated nature of Dimitri Brutsky right now. Seems that he is, like you said, just doing the right things. Mike Power tries to get to the side of him, and Brutsky deep in that outside zone 3, hangs it out. Now transition here into outside zone 4. Look at Power. That was flirting with that wall as they cross the finish line. But so again, there's that surging back and forth as opposed to, you say, Brutsky's approach, just going through the motions.
Yeah, Mike just got very aggressive there, is really what it felt like to me. Dimitri, I mean, nothing absolutely crazy in the lead, but just there was nothing I could point out where I'm like, oh, it's a huge deficit. So Mike gets caught a little bit behind the 8 ball here, and then starts to dive in, and then cuts a bit of the corner, falls into the pocket there, just gets on the throttle a little bit later, and then right there, that was kind of the end of it for Mike. Just, that's all it was. I mean, outside zone 3, we transitioned at an awkward time, and then wasn't able to put the car back in the pocket at that point. And then, you're getting pinched going into 4, so it becomes a bit bigger of a problem. So,
all right.
Just tough. But I mean, the other part too is like Mike really hasn't had a lot of runs.
Right.
So that's it. I mean, his bye run was pretty good, but let's see if there was anything glaring. I don't think we had any 2 wheels off at any point in time.
No.
They would probably be looking to see if
just the degrees of mistakes are offline.
Yeah.
but you know, neither you know, gripped up like we saw lately with previously with Thorne diving in.
Yeah.
Kind of, both of them kind of came up short on the chase on the outside zone 4.
Yeah, I think what they're looking for too is like Mike got aggressive and had a couple of good first couple of zones, and does that outweigh some of the inactivity that we saw from Dmitry Brudski through the rest of the run?
All right, slide him left for Power, right for Brudski, and Brudski gets 1 vote and 2 votes. Brudski advances on to the finals. Mike Power, we will see him on Saturday Night Lights, baby, as we are, again, Stuckey and Brudski. Stuckey Brudski. All right, so our finals are set here for our K&N seeding brackets, and Power will be getting finishing 3rd place. Again, no points at stake here. This is bragging rights, but you just want to get into the grade 8 here in K&N seeding bracket. But Mike Power will get 3rd place. All right, let's take a look at one of the greatest one more time battles. You know, some of these runs just give you chills, man. So I mean, we saw some amazing battles. Let's take a look back. This is one of them. What a beautiful day here in New Jersey. This is the stage, and it's called E-Town. We will see our first battle of our top 16. Are you ready to send it? So let's party. Connor Shanahan, our most recent winner, going against 3-time champion Frederick, the Norwegian Hammer Osbo. That BMW E36 initiating into that first outside zone, dragging the bumper on initiation, both of them filling the outside zone. Look at that. Frederick Osbo really applying the pressure. He is feeling really confident. Again, coming off his most recent victory at our previous round of Orlando. But Osbo says, look, put some respect on it. A 3-time champ. What a way to start top 16. I tell you, Frederick Osbo is a weapon. Here we go. On the Nittos, and Shanahan drops into formation. We're on that second outside zone. Shanahan digging that tire into the door. He just goes right there in the pocket. Holy cow. I mean, let's go.
But baby, this is your last run.
Slide him left or slide him right, and slide him right in the middle. And that's exactly what I thought. All right, let's revisit Connor Shanahan and Frederick Osbo. Coming out of the gate, swinging. There goes Shanahan. Once again, right there into that outside zone. See that transition there. He finds the pocket, a little shallow. Osbo backing off just so swiftly. Ooh, and it backs off way too much, shuts it down. Freddie, the 3-time champion, shuts it down on that last outside zone. Got too aggressive.
Just too much sauce, man.
All right, Frederick Osbo really needs to step it up here. The Rockstar Toyota GR Supra Nitto tires into that first outside zone. Shanahan, the transitions, man. And look at, he's gonna grind that door like a die grinder. Now transition once again. Oh! What? Identical! What a battle. What are they saying to each other?
It's probably like, I can't believe you just did that. Like, what did you do?
One more time. They're just gonna go, come on, are you not entertained? Yeah, what are you doing, Connor? Here we go, Connor Shanahan. This is our second one more time battle, the 3rd battle between Shanahan, 2 champions going against each other. Again, from across the pond, you got Norway against Ireland. Look at that, Freddie not leaving anything to chance, not leaving the judges' hands, as Connor Shanahan, garage stick BMW, that last and final. This is where they had the issues before, not right now. Freddie says, nope, not today, not again. Wow.
They're just getting better, too.
I'm telling you, we might just rip through all the other battles. We're going to go back to them as the last battle.
Getting close.
Frederick Osbo currently sits 4th in points. Connor Shanahan sits 11th. He did miss a round. He missed Atlanta. Here we go. In that first outside zone goes Frederick Osbo. Shanahan, watch the transition. Boom, right there, right to the side. Bonkers. Absolutely insane. transitioning once again. Oh boy, Shanahan gonna need to see that overhead. He does have that proximity, but did he mimic the angle? I mean, this is crazy. Here we go, slide him left or slide him right. Frederick Osbo gets the win. What a battle. Make some noise for him. Shanahan and Freddie, that's a battle of the ages right there. We're just reminiscing about that battle, multiple, one more time. Shanahan, Osbo, Jacob, we're just both sitting here going like, dude, that was, and it's a shame that it was in 32.
I know. It just, I mean, it was the transitions.
Yeah.
Like, every time that Connor Shanahan transitions, we're both just like, oh
my gosh.
Yeah. Wild.
Yeah, that was a blast, man. Jersey, best Jersey, probably best Orlando.
We're having a good year.
We've had a great year. Obviously, in pro, James Dean, a 3-time champion. Will he be our first ever 4-time champion? In different cars. Like that's what's crazy. He had the back to back, and then we don't see him. Corona, hit the virus, hits us and shut down, and now he's back and he's on, arguably one of the most competitive teams. Yeah, he is on a tear. And just how the season ended last year and then how it began for him this year and just all the trials and tribulations, man. It's been, again, I always use the word journey.
Yeah, it's just nice to step back every once in a while and remember what we're all collectively experiencing. Yeah. Right?
Perspective.
We're watching history. We're watching the greatest drivers that have ever existed go head to head.
Yeah.
From all over the world.
It's cool. It's really cool.
It's nuts.
Yeah. Yep. And just the sport of drifting. There was an article, photographer put it out there, and I don't agree with all the sentiments you reposted. There was an email. But we can talk about it. I think we haven't hit the ceiling yet. Here we go. All right, this is the finals here for our K&N seating bracket. We got Stuckey out front and Brudski. Look at that nice clean sweep. Man, that guy needs he needs a dustpan because that was a nice broom push around that first and second outside zone. Stuckey, and Brudski gets lost in the smoke. Stuckey comes up a bit shallow and takes that approach of diving in, leaving, and getting back in. So Stuckey in the M-Spec vehicle, Brudski gets thrown off on that transition to the last outside zone.
Yeah, I mean, the initiation there from Stuckey is kind of, I think, what threw Brudski a little bit off. Then he played some catch-up for the rest of the run, but good snap, and then right here pushes it into the wall and just kisses it. And then Brudski has to hold on a little bit longer and then transitions a bit late because of how far in he is, catches some of that curve. And now Stuckey does a good job to push out, comes out of that zone a bit early, like we talked about. And then that being early is what causes him to leave early into outside zone 4. So it's a pretty good example of what I was talking about before, that being early there is going to screw up your line for 4. So, yeah, I mean, Stuckey's pushing hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would expect to see Brudski really go at it on this one. And then that's going to look into tomorrow a little bit to understand what it's going to be. But it's gonna be interesting.
All right, so Stuckey, Brudski, again, this is our K&N seeding brackets. Brudski, we'll see him again tomorrow for Prospec, and again, Stuckey, we will see him Saturday. All right, there we go. Brudski out front, Stuckey in the chase position. See how Brudski handles this. You said you think he's gonna turn it up. But we talk about his strategy, his technique, how he tries to force the hand of the other driver to make a mistake. But right now, big, massive angle. Little correction there, just to massage it. And Stuckey gets aggressive. Looks like he has to back off. Maybe a little bit of contact here, but Brudski perfect on the outside zone 4. Love that. That was just really calculated, really well done by Brudski.
Yeah, and a little bit of a love tap there too from Stuckey at the end of it. So the only thing I want to watch with that is, was there a slowdown from Brudski in that zone? That could kind of determine a little bit of fault. Not that we're looking at timeouts or anything here, but All right. But yeah, I mean, Brudski, I don't want to say I called him, but definitely pushing really hard here. On throttle, comes off throttle a little bit, but does not decel. So that's where those decel lights are nice. He wasn't adding more power, but he didn't go neutral, didn't decel. So there is, so we talked about some of the stakes here in seating. Like, you know, there's definitely a part of this, you know, that's like, okay, you know, bragging rights, but the determining factor here is who you're going up against tomorrow.
Yep.
So the winner of this will go up against Ken Gucci. The loser of this will go up against Frederick Osbo.
Ooh. You kind of want to lose.
Yeah, so like.
I mean, just, you know, Gucci's feeling good. I saw him, you know, I was in the bathroom, we were talking. I said, hey, man, how are you feeling? He's like, got a refresh. He's been in Japan. Like, he's been bouncing around. He's been traveling. He's currently third in look at Brudski. Yeah. Exhausted.
Yeah, he's tired.
Stay. He's telling him to stay.
It is looking like it's shifting there for a second. So, yeah. So there's some stakes here. There's definitely some stakes here. But both drivers, very aggressive. Love to see it. You know, door on door, that's what we signed up for.
Yep. All right. So all right, so here is how your podium finishes for a K&N seating bracket. All three of these gentlemen, let's make some noise for them stepping outside of their vehicle. But there's Stuckey and Brudski. But third place in our K&N seating brackets. Make some noise for him. He's in competition tomorrow. Make some noise for Mr. Mike Power. Yeah, buddy. Mike Power in the show Saturday, game day, 919 Type S. That's right, on Nexen Tires. And your winner here at our K&N seating brackets. Again, all these guys will be doing battle. Brudski, he's doing double duty here this weekend. The winner here of our K&N seating brackets is unanimously Dmitry Brudski getting the win here in K&N seating brackets. That means second place goes to Daniel Stuckey, throwing out the heart sign there for Mr. Brudski. Never settle. He's in the show, and some more bragging rights here. So our first place qualifier for Mr. Brudski. I'm sure he's yelling to his wife and kids. Proud dad. His kids making bracelets and just having some fun. So again, all a family affair here. We've seen families grow, change, evolve, and Daniel Stuckey, M-Spec, they worked hard. But your thoughts here, K&N seating bracket. Great show. Great night.
One we're going to be talking about for a long time, but it was fun. It definitely felt like a great night of drifting, a bunch among friends, and looking forward to next couple of days.
Yeah. Again, tomorrow we'll not see you. I got Matt Soap up here in the box, but obviously game day, round 5, Saturday night. We'll find out where the points land, where they're at. We're officially at that, beyond that halfway point. Congratulations, Brudski, Stuckey, and Power, your podium here in our K&N seating brackets. On behalf of my man Jacob Gens, Matt Sopa, our judges, Brian Verne, and that of Robbie Nishida, Chris Yule, the whole staff. Thank you to Worldwide Technology Raceway. Tune in tomorrow, live 4 Central Time, for Prospec, round of 32 here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Again, Jacob, I'm Jared Deenda. We will see you guys tomorrow. Send it, Formula Drift Nation.
I'm gonna get back when I feel like you know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word, right? You know I don't play right. You know I don't play right. Don't give me this. I'm gonna get back when I feel like